markers. We need pencils. Brought to you by Tesla.
Yeah, brought to you by Tesla. Hey, everybody. Welcome to our... thank you for joining us on our first official Cloak and Stagger D&D stream. We appreciate you being here with us. My name is JD. If you didn't already know me, I'll be the Dungeon Master for this campaign. We're playing Tomb of Annihilation. Right now, our characters are adventuring through the jungles of Chult with the ultimate goal of finding and destroying the Soulmonger, a necromantic artifact that's stealing the souls of anyone who dies immediately and withering those who've been resurrected away, kind of rendering their resurrection useless. If it's your first time watching us, we appreciate having you here. If you enjoy it, consider giving us a follow and joining us on the following Saturdays. We do it every Saturday at 8. With that said, we start every week with a recap of the previous session. So who would like to give our recap today?
Brad can. Brad's best way.
I love Brad's version. Let's see what it is.
I also love Brad's version.
So Brad's notes are
And Brad's name.
death of trees, dead dwarf leaning on tree, dragon gold, walked upon a structure, we killed some lizard things, we went down a mine, went into a room with ghosts, and they said leave. And I think we tried to leave. But that was the end of Brad's notes.
That was pretty good.
That's pretty spot on, honestly.
You get inspiration tonight. And for those who don't know what inspiration is, it is advantage on one attack or ability check or saving throw of your choosing. So yes, where we left off is actually you did a pretty good job. So we'll pick right up there. So picking up where we left off, you all stand amidst a dozen or so crates, barrels, and various containers in this little room. The room's very dark. The light from the main cavern you were in has not found its way into this particular corridor. So those of you with dark vision can see fairly well, but those without, it's a little tough to see.
Can you see?
After a few moments of being in here and looking around, you saw that there was an anvil and a workbench that looked like it was unused for who knows how long. But after a few moments in the room, a voice kind of boomed into the room, telling you to leave. Followed shortly after by an apparition that kind of just slowly came out of the wall and was looking at you, and it seemed to have the visage of a dwarf, and where the bottom section of the bottom half of his being is just kind of tapers off into a ghostly spectral trail. And after he tells you to leave, shortly after, 3 more apparitions pop up in front of the doorway. And you hear one of those 3 say, "No, it's been too long.
Rude.
We are hungry." And I need everybody to roll initiative.
Yeah. Right at the gate.
Oh no, you're so slow.
Are you slow?
I was caught off guard.
It was a 14, and then it just tipped on over to a 1.
Ooh, first on the second round.
Okay. So who rolled a 25 to 20? Nobody.
Alright.
Who rolled a 19 to 15?
15.
15.
Okay.
Nice.
Which one of you wants to go first?
I've got it.
He's got it.
Okay.
Confidence of a champion.
You'll love it.
14 to 10.
All right.
9 to 5?
5.
5.
Which one of you wants to go first?
Your
You
dex
got
is
You
five.
go. You go first. Because our dex is the
first.
same.
Okay,
So you go,
alright, so...
Yeah, we're +1. You go first.
Patron's gonna go first, and then followed by Lucan. And 4 to 0.
2.
Second easiest number to count to.
Yep.
Dragonbait actually rolled a 1.
Oh. He doesn't have any plussies.
He does, but the NPCs work a little differently. And
Dragonbait just wanted to wait till I went also. He felt bad for me.
okay. So, first up is going to be our ghostly friends here.
Perfect.
Shortly after you hear that one apparition come in and kind of speak for the rest of them, the one who originally spoke with you kind of receded down into the floor, and then you see it kind of rise up next to his brethren over on the other side, essentially kind of cutting you off from the exit right now. Although they're apparitions, so do with that what you will. So the first thing, this one's going to float over, and is going to make an attack against you, Lucan.
Yeah.
And so as he kind of floats over to you, he kind of reaches out his hand, and you feel like this tugging on your chest. And this pain that kind of shoots into your chest, and you kind of see this essence kind of trying to be drained out of you. Great. And that is going to be a 24 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you are going to take... 10 damage, necrotic damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
You got it. Con save's going to be 16.
Okay, that does succeed. So you feel that tug and then that pain in your chest, and you feel something more trying to be pulled out of you, but you manage to kind of steel yourself and force it off. The next one is going to kind of float forward and come at you, Sigor. Sigor Helm! And it kind of reaches out with both of his hands, and you kind of feel that same pain in your chest as your life essence begins to just drain out of you, or attempt to. That is going to be a non-nat 20 to hit.
Ooh, yeah, it's gonna hit me.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
You can add 3.
Yeah.
Oh, I got 3. All right.
Add 3 to whatever you roll.
It's gonna be an 11, 12, 13, 14 with this +3.
That just barely succeeds.
Thank God
It
for
kind of
that.
catches you off guard a little bit as it's kind of pulling at your being. But again, you kind of just resolve yourself and shake it off. But you do take 19 necrotic damage.
Good God, that's a lot of damage,
Oh my
buddy.
god.
Then this gentleman's going to go up here, and you see Patron. You see this one kind of floating towards you, and as you see that, you see the other one behind it float towards Dragonbait, but then just completely move right through him and look right at your best friend Brad. So both of them at the same time are going to kind of reach out and try to drain both of your essences as well. So that's going to be a non-nat 20 to hit on you. And I need you to make a con save.
That's going to be bad.
That's fine.
Oh, 11.
11.
Sorry.
Okay, so you take 13 necrotic damage, and as you feel that pain, you also feel like this surge of weakness go through you. And your maximum health is now reduced by 13 as well.
This is terrible.
It's very dangerous.
And
Very
then
dangerous place.
We have a lady.
that's going to be a 7 to hit on that one.
There you go.
So you managed to just completely avoid this thing. And that's going to bring us to Brad.
Cool. I'm just gonna whip around and try to cut this thing down.
Okay.
13.
A 13 hits.
Cool. 8.
Okay.
Damage, and I'm gonna hit him again, or swing again.
Okay, so you go through your first swing. What kind of weapon are you using?
A shiny scimitar.
A shiny scimitar. Okay. So you go, and as you kind of cut through this thing, you see it kind of rip open as you slice through it, almost like you're slicing through smoke. And then you see it just kind of come back together.
Okay.
It does look like it was inconvenienced by that. It does look like it was hurt.
Inconvenient.
But yes, it's still glaring at you.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna swing again.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to swing for his head.
Okay.
Let's go 13.
That hits.
9.
Huh?
9 damage.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So again, you kind of come through its head this time, and the same thing. You kind of see a shimmer, almost as when you cut through, almost like you're cutting through water, cutting through smoke. But it does kind of. All right, that brings us to Sigor.
I'm gonna scoot over to the side just a bit while unsheathing my silver dagger, and I'm gonna try to cut this thing.
Okay,
14.
that hits.
Nice.
Alright. And that is a small little 1d4 of damage, plus some extra stuff. 5 damage.
Okay. So when you run up to, are you kind of like cutting at it or stabbing at it?
I was doing like a gash.
Like a gash. Okay. So you kind of witnessed Brad kind of slicing through this fog pretty much. But when you go and slash, you actually feel it catch, and you hear it kind of, and it does kind of separate but come back together. But you can tell something. It kind of looks at you, and you see just an essence of fear in its eyes.
I'm gonna do it again.
Okay.
So come back with it and come like right back down.
Okay.
Crap. 11?
11 does miss. So it kind of anticipates your next attack, so it kind of dodges back out of the way as you come in for that second swing.
I'm gonna shout out to the group, magic and silver! Now's the time!
All right, that brings us to Patron.
I guess I'm gonna attack the one in front of me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great sword.
Now.
18.
That hits.
And that is 12 damage.
Okay. What are you hitting it with?
Great sword.
Great sword? Okay.
Or Warhammer, sorry.
Warhammer?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're swinging at that. Okay. So, same thing that you saw with Brad. When you kind of cut through it, it kind of discorporates a little bit and then kind of just meshes itself back together. But it does look like it took some damage.
Some damage. Okay. I'm gonna pull out the dagger and try and hit him with that instead.
What kind of dagger is it?
I think it's just a normal dagger.
Just a regular dagger,
I think
okay.
so. I have no idea. 15.
15 hits.
Oh god,
Good work.
can't pull it out.
That's what she said.
That's 6 damage.
Okay.
Same thing, probably.
So when you come up and slash at it again, you see almost its entire, just the image of it just kind of shimmers as you kind of slice through it. All right, and that brings us to Lucan.
As my action, I'm going to pull out a torch
Okay.
and cast light
Okay.
on it, and I'm going to kind of just toss it in front of me about 10 feet because
Okay.
I think I can do that.
Yeah, you can.
To light the room up. And then as my bonus action, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon right beside me.
Okay.
And I'm going to attack that guy. It looks like to my right, slightly in front of me.
Yeah, this guy here?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to attack him with my magical waterfall.
Where'd you put it? Your spiritual weapon?
Yeah,
here,
just
or-
right next to me.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. And then that's going to be a...
What spiritual? You put some of the waterfall? Okay.
Yeah, a magical waterfall. It's only going to be... I don't think it's going to be enough to hit. 6 and 8. That's, 14?
That hits.
Oh, nice. All right, yeah, we'll do that. Then it's going to be a D8. It'll be 7 force damage.
Okay. So you see the waterfall kind of make almost like a towel whipping motion at this thing, and it does actually fully just conk this thing in the side of the head. And it kind of looks to the side. Does not look super happy about that. How much damage was that again?
7 force.
Okay.
And end of turn.
Okay. And that brings us to Luna.
Luna would like to, I can't see if I can technically see this person that's by, looks like Sagor, in front of Sagor. I don't want to move. I just want to make sure I have
Yeah,
line
you
of
can
sight.
see, you can see him.
Okay. I want to just do a nice little cantrip firebolt on him then. It fell in the thing.
If it's cocked, roll it again.
Well, I mean, it was a 2, so I feel like I need to say that.
Okay.
So it would have been 10.
That misses.
Do I want to spice things up already? I do. Let's do
Spice it up.
sorry. Let's do Tides of Chaos, and I'm gonna re-roll.
Okay.
Man, we went straight to
20.
the last...
Nat 20?
Straight,
No,
Oh.
unnatural.
Non-natural 20?
Yeah.
straight
Yeah.
to the last dab.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage. I like how you have all your dice laid out.
I'm
everybody.
ready.
Oh.
4.
That is
Okay.
unfortunate.
That was truly unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
All right.
What is-
So
Unfortunate.
you kind of flick this fireball out from your hand, and it just kind of makes direct contact, and you kind of see the flames kind of wrap around the being completely as it kind of screams out. And then it kind of turns its gaze to you.
Oh
And that is going to bring us to Dragonbait, who is going to unsheath his sword.
Yeah, DB.
And when he does, you see it just glowing, and he is going to swing against the one that flew through him. And he smells of baked bread.
Yeah.
And he's going to take a swing with advantage.
Nice.
Flanking.
Yeah. Flanking maneuver.
So he swings twice and hits both of them.
Nice.
So as he comes up behind, he comes down with one slash and then a thrust into the body of this thing. And Brad, you can see when he cuts through it, you see this thing actually like move, and you see when he stabs through it, kind of this ectoplasm stuff kind of start leaking out of it. And he is going to deal. He's going to deal a total of 27 damage to this
Must be
thing.
nice.
No.
And that is going to bring us to the top of the round, which is going to be our Wraith friends. All right, so this one is going to kind of turn to you again, frustrated that it didn't get you the first time.
Am I facing it at this point on this?
Yeah, I just set the minis there before we started. So. That is going to be a non-nat 20 to hit. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I did that laser pointer. Ooh.
9.
So you're going to take 20 necrotic damage. And your maximum health is reduced by 20.
Holy shit.
By 20?
Yes.
These ghosts are bad.
It's getting hot in here.
Hey.
So yes, it reaches its arm out towards you again, and just you start to see kind of almost a full image of yourself, pretty much being pulled out from you and into this thing, and you see it kind of drain into this being, and it's just glaring just right at you, just black eyes. Let's see here. So after you've kind of had this first kind of full round to kind of get a look at them, you can see that they have kind of this intelligence to them. One second here. They, like I said, they kind of look. They have like the picture. They're kind of like a dwarf specter. But if you, I'll tell you what, Sigor, Patron, and Lucan, if y'all want to make a history check for me. I know this is sort of unorthodox.
15.
Okay.
15.
Okay, so both of you, you both, after seeing kind of what they've done here, that you get the idea that these are probably more than just ghosts or specters. They, like I said, they kind of have like an air of intelligence to them, yet they kind of have the same soul-hungry look in their eyes that like a ghost or a specter would have. You both recall having been told once or read somewhere that wraiths have the power to kind of drain people's lives and turn them into spectral thralls if they manage to drain them dry.
Drain them dry.
So with that, the next one's going to attack Patron. But you manage to kind of hold up your shield as this thing tries to kind of come and drain at you again. So it does miss its attack. This one is going to kind of look at you for a second, Sigor, and then kind of turn its head back towards Luna, and you will see it kind of turn and kind of float off. You will get an attack of opportunity.
Hello.
Oh, okay.
Light it up.
I'll take one dagger swipe at it for 21.
That hits.
Nice.
And it will do the awesome amount of, 8. 8 slashing.
Very good.
Silver slashing.
Silver damage.
Okay. And so as you catch it, you feel that like it catches again with that silvered weapon, and you find purchase in it. You kind of see that ectoplasm kind of leak out a little bit, and it kind of screams, but it doesn't deter it from coming towards you. And that's going to be a 15 to hit.
Oh, just barely. Ooh. Oh, wait.
Constitution saving throw.
Do I have a thing?
Do you have a thing?
I wanna bend luck. I'm a bend luck.
Oh boy.
For your Constitution save?
Oh wait, add or subtract to attack. So then I could add this to. Never mind.
Yeah. Constitution saving throw.
Don't do
And
that.
add 3
You can add 3.
I can add 3 from y'all.
for me.
Patron.
13.
Nice.
And you feel that same tug on your chest, that same pain, and you are going to take.
Wait, 13. Is that close? I want to bend luck. I'm adding a d4.
That's a
4, right?
yeah, it's a 4.
So I had 13. 17.
Okay.
17.
So
I don't like the tug.
You still,
I don't like
you
it.
still feel that pain, but You are going to take 11 points of necrotic damage, but you manage to shake off the other effects of this drain. And then this other one is going to kind of reach out towards you again, Lucan.
I looked at Death and I said, not today.
Yep, not today.
And that is going to be a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. And that's going to be 9 necrotic damage, and I need you to make a con save.
Yeah. It'll be 18 on the cons.
That succeeds.
Oh yeah.
So you manage to shake off that terrible feeling, kind of keep your soul to yourself. And that is going to bring us to Brad.
Okay.
And everybody, by the way, can see pretty well now with the torch laying in the middle of the room.
I'm going to angrily swipe twice at this dude and yell, "Give me back!" 14
That
for
hits.
the first one.
Bumble.
Oh, fumble.
That's one.
Oh,
Yep.
19.
So both hit.
19.
Nice.
So 13 damage for the first one and 10 for the other one.
Okay, so total of 23 damage. Nice.
Does it under me?
Yep.
Hang on.
Thank you.
So even though this thing is just literally whipping through air, you start to see, as you're just angrily swinging at this thing, you do see it start to ooze some of that ectoplasm out around it, and it does look fairly
Did I
bloody.
get any of that on my sword?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm going to use a bonus action and lick it.
Okay, okay, you do that.
Ectoplasm.
Make a Constitution save.
Nat 20.
Okay, it tastes delicious.
That's, patron
You
steps,
think it takes the
patron steps 5 feet additional away. No +3.
And that is going to bring us to Sigor.
I will walk up behind this guy, get a nice slash on him real quick from his back. I'm assuming with some flanking maneuvers.
Yep.
So it's going to be 22 to hit,
That hits.
which is going to be 5 damage, 5 slashing damage. And let me ask you a question. So I can sharpshooter when I shoot stuff normally, right? And I lowers my attack, but if it hits, it does nice damage. Can I throw my silver dagger
Wow.
and sharpshooter?
Why not?
Okay. After that slash, I'm immediately going to turn and face the specter right near Lucan. And aim my silver dagger and just hurl it
Okay.
with sharpshooter.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, this is funny.
So the first one hit, and how much damage was it?
5.
Okay.
This will probably not hit. That'll be, 10 to hit.
So you see your dagger just, and then just ting, it hits the back wall and just falls to the floor.
Well, that's unfortunate. As I now question how I'm going to fight these. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. So 5 damage to that one. Okay. That brings us to Patron.
Alright, I'm gonna cast Bow of Immunity on the one that's been attacking me. So I have advantage on it now. And then I'm going to attack twice. First one is 24.
That hits.
Second one is a 23.
Hell yeah.
And
They
I'm
both
gonna
hit.
do Divine Smite on the second level.
Ooh.
Okay.
Gone in outer space.
So I'm just gonna roll regular damage first, and then the holy damage after,
Okay.
to make it easier for you.
If it matters.
If it matters, which it might. Regular damage is 14.
Okay.
That's 14 just bludgeoning.
Regular. Okay.
And then the other is
Which one are you swinging at? This one here?
the one right in front of me, yeah.
And then how much for your...
9, 14. extra one for 14. Is it 4? Yeah. It's just 3 for a second and then 1 because of yeah.
And you gotta ask if they're undead or not.
They are undead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, dragon bait sword glue.
Yeah.
So.
We just can't assume. 8 extra damage.
15.
Math.
43
Yeah,
holy
Math. How much damage?
43 holy damage.
Okay, so you run up to this thing, and literally as you're swinging your hammer, you see kind of fire. It's almost like a meteor coming through the atmosphere, just swinging through it, and you catch this thing right in the side of the head, and you just see this ectoplasm just over, and it kind of falls just short of where you're standing on the ground, and this thing kind of begins to spin and just disappears.
That's how you take care of business.
Probably wasn't.
Holy bro!
That
You're
works.
fine.
Yeah, it works.
Captain Waterfall, it is your turn.
Got it. How far away is that dagger that was thrown at me?
It is right in front of you,
Alright.
but it's right underneath the
Oh, really?
the raid.
Alright, so here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna move, as my bonus action, I'm gonna move my waterfall. I can move it 20 feet, so I'm gonna move it next to that one in front of me.
This one here?
Yeah, I'm gonna move it within 5 foot of it so it can be hit by the waterfall. And so, thinking about this in my head, I'm gonna attack it with the same bonus action, and then upon like it being hit and like moving back, I'm gonna try and like grab the dagger. That's my action. So bonus action, hit the waterfall. Action, grab the dagger
Okay.
while being smacked.
Okay, I'll allow it. Why not?
What do I need to do?
Make your attack.
All right. All right. Attack roll is gonna be 19 to hit
That hits.
on that. Cool.
It's a good start.
That's a good start. 11 force damage.
Okay, cool. All right, and you hear it kind of, and it kind of gets knocked back a little bit.
Yeah.
And you grab the dagger.
Yeah. End of turn.
Good job.
hey, I got it. End of turn.
Luna.
So I'd like to do chill touch on the one that just got done assaulting me.
Okay. You're gonna freeze the.
17 to hit.
That hits.
That's a 9, right? The little dot on the bottom.
Yes.
So it's necrotic damage, okay?
And so
Alright,
I just
Jimmy.
kind of
5 necrotic damage,
Okay.
Just ready to grab.
and
yeah.
it has disadvantage on me if it tries to attack me its next turn.
Okay.
And it's
So-
got a hand. It's like it's got a hand on it.
Okay. So.
I did this like tap tap.
So when it goes up and taps, this wraith immediately looks over to the left, and you see something you haven't seen before. It grabs the spectral hand that you put on it, and it just crushes it,
But it's supposed to stay there till its next turn.
and it just evaporates.
Well, it still has disadvantage on me.
It seemed to have, the necrotic damage seemed to have no effect on it whatsoever.
You used undead magic on an undead.
But it says if you hit an undead target, it also has disadvantage on attack rolls against you until the end of your next turn.
Ooh.
Okay. I'll give you the disadvantage,
Okay.
but it is immune to necrotic damage.
Okay.
Because it's a
Pokemon
spooky
fight.
ghost!
What do ghosts sound like?
Woo! Woo! Okay.
I thought I was being smart, James.
That brings us to Dragonbait,
Come on, BB, destroy something.
who is going to run this way, and he is going to take an attack of opportunity from the Wraith, and it is going to hit him.
No.
He's going to take 17 damage, but he does manage to shake off that damage, or shake off the drain portion of it. All right. Okay, so that did seem to hurt him pretty good, but He smells very strongly of baked bread at this point as he goes and raises his sword, his great sword, to swing at this wraith here, which he's going to take 2 swings at.
What's the matter? Who said that?
Yeah, he is going to have advantage on this one. He does hit 1 of his 2 attacks. He hits 1.
Wow.
And he's going to still do 19 damage to this thing. And you see, this time the ectoplasm does actually kind of on you a little bit. Let's see here. Okay, and that's going to bring us back to the wraiths. This one, I believe that's right. Yep, that's right. This one is going to reach out for you again. He doesn't like you.
No, that's I don't like him.
He doesn't like the cut of your jib. But he does miss. The next one is going to kind of turn back to you, patron. But he's going to, again, his attack is just ineffective against you. You're too holy and too angry right now, apparently. And this one is going to swing against you again, Luca.
Yeah.
That is going to be a 17 to hit.
Ooh. One short.
All right. So you manage to kind of water flap his hand away as he tries to kind of reach out and do that drain attack on you. That does bring us to Brad.
Okay. Can I nimble escape and take a swipe at him?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna take a nimble escape and swipe at him as I'm running away.
Okay.
What do you want me to do first?
Whichever, you can do it in whatever order you want to do it.
Alright, so I'm moving 30 feet to here.
Okay.
And then as I ran by him, I try to swipe for his throat
Okay.
with a 18
That hits.
Nice.
and 10 damage.
Okay.
And I say, good luck!
So, are you even like looking when you?
No, it's kind of a...
So as you all see Brad just take off, and this thing tries to swing for him, but it just can't quite get him. And as it's swinging for him, he kind of reaches up and just swings back with his sword. And when he does it, it just catches this thing right in the jaw, and just evaporates.
Wow.
Sweet.
You didn't see that though. And that brings us to Sigor.
I guess Wampa's out of here.
I'm gonna take the disengage action and run up to this weird waterfall, reaching towards Luke, and then grab the silver dagger.
It was just out. It was just out my hand.
While running, I grab it and I'm running around to the back corner here.
Okay.
And here, I will wait.
What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for shit to happen.
What specifically?
Nothing specific. I'm not gonna do anything if shit happens.
Okay. All right. Then that brings us to Patron.
Alright, I'm gonna attack the one
Right next to you.
next to us, yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't. First one is a 17.
Okay, that hits.
Okay, and then I'm gonna cast Divine Smite as the first.
Nice.
So that's 6 physical, 6 bludgeoning, and 1, 6, 8 holy.
Okay.
Somebody's still there?
Yes, he's
Alright,
still
I'll
there.
attack him again.
Okay.
Another 18.
Okay, that hits again.
Nice.
Alright, and then the same thing. So 9 bludgeoning, and then 13 holy.
13 holy damage.
Yeah. 9 bludgeoning and 13 holy.
Okay. Okay, so as you kind of just have this holy vengeance, this holy vendetta against this thing, you're just wailing on him. And each time you hit it, you see this kind of spectral armor it's wearing. It's almost like it's denting as you're just hammering away at it. But it still just kind of holds its resolve. and just kind of glares back at you still. That's going to bring us to Lucan.
We're gonna attack that guy right there with my waterfall again.
Okay, give him the old
Do some
flap
smack.
attack.
That's not gonna hit. And as my action, I'm going to hit him with my mace.
Okay.
We'll try that. See if that works. 16 to attack with a mace.
That hits.
Right on. Good. That'll be 4 bludgeoning on the
Okay.
guy.
So as you do it, you kind of come down right through this thing, and as you kind of your hammer comes down, it just kind of splits it, into, and then you see it kind of coalesce back together again. And that will bring us to Luna.
I would like to, I guess, do a chromatic orb at the one that's in front of me.
Okay.
And it'll be fire damage if it hits.
That's a bad yellow dice.
Oh no.
Oh, never mind. 9. But it was a natural 1, just so you know. I got nervous because the magic surge thing, but it's only if you make me roll enough.
Yeah, that's true. So as you begin to kind of conjure this chromatic orb, you start to see this orb. What kind of element were you?
Fire.
Fire. So you kind of start to see this fire kind of get bigger and bigger in your hands, and then it just all of a sudden starts becoming unstable and just kind of blows up in your face a little bit. And you have a little bit like
I'm
dark,
embarrassed.
kind of smoke on your face. Do you want me to roll this, or do you want to roll it?
Oh.
I'll roll.
Oh shit! I'm standing right next to her.
Roll a D100.
Oh, I'm gonna,
Okay.
That's fine.
42.
Okay. All right. So, as this spell kind of gets out of your control, you start to feel this just uncontrollable surge of magic just through your body. And as you kind of look down at your hand, all of a sudden your right hand is a leaf. And then you look at your left hand, and it's a leaf, and then your arm is like a stem.
Am I
And you
turning
start
into
to
a
see the roof getting taller, and everybody else getting taller around you, until everybody else, when they see you, they see a small potted plant.
I just look down. I look down and I'll be like,
Oh.
Oh, man.
can I kick the pot?
Okay.
Kick the pot.
And that is going to, and you do have your
Tides of Chaos
Tides of
back.
Chaos back.
Okay.
And that is going to bring us to
I'm
Dragonbait,
super shitty tonight.
who is going to take another 2 swings at this one.
Yeah.
He is not going to have advantage this time because it does know he's there now. And he does hit 1.
Nice.
Look for spells. I have every spell in this pocket.
And as he misses the first one, he kind of comes back around with a reverse stab and just completely impales this thing. And you see it just and dissipate into the sky,
Nice.
leaving 1. Which it is its turn. And it is going to turn its gaze to you now that Luna is a plant.
Oh. Don't knock the plant over.
Yeah, just don't
It's
have
okay, we'll
to
water you.
That's going to be a 25 to hit. Or I'm sorry, 24.
Oh yeah.
That's going to be 15 necrotic damage and constitution saving throw.
15.
Okay, you do succeed.
How much damage?
15 necrotic. As you see some more just of your just life essence being drained out of you slowly. Since that's the only one left, that brings us back to Brad. You're in the hallway.
I'm assuming I don't know Dragonbait killed that one.
No, you wouldn't have been able to see it. When you look to your left, you see kind of a pathway that leads back out the way you came.
Okay.
And when you look to your right, there's another set of stairs that leads that goes a little deeper.
Okay. I'm gonna run back
Okay.
just a little bit and viciously stab around the corner like I'm stabbing for the ghost.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
Okay. 22.
That hits. Roll damage.
The air's taking a
8.
big wallop on this one.
How much?
8.
Okay, so you kind of run through and kind of reach your arm around and just kind of ding, 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 and you hit the wall a bunch of times.
When I
What do you? What else? Do you
I pee.
Okay. And there's no,
I got it.
there's no, yeah, there's nothing there. And
That will
that
end my turn.
will bring us to Sigor, who's been waiting patiently.
Can I run around behind this specter now and prison shank it?
Wow.
Yeah, why
I
not?
just want to go.
Yeah, go for it.
Very specific.
Would that be with advantage?
Yeah.
All right. First one's looking awesome. So the first one was 13 to hit?
That is barely gonna hit.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and roll the second one because I got nothing else to stab anyhow.
Okay.
Second one was like a 20 something.
Yeah. So both hit.
So I'm gonna stab him for 13 total slashing damage.
Okay.
Nice.
And you hear it kind of
Piercing, I
still just kind of glaring at Patron.
guess. I got him in his ghost kidneys.
Yeah, you got his ghost kidneys.
Hates holy
I'm gonna
boys.
kill you.
Am I still a plant?
You're still a plant.
Womp womp.
Does that end your turn, good sir?
Yeah.
Okay. Patron.
Just needs to die now. Attack him twice again. First one's an 18.
That hits.
Second one's a 24.
They both hit.
And because he's pissed me off, Divine Smite on both of them.
Okay.
Probably don't need it, but whatever. 8, 12 bludgeoning, and then 11, 16, 18 more.
Sounds about right.
How do you want to do this?
I want to just like hit him once in what would be his gut, and then
Yeah.
just come down straight on his head.
Okay, so you hit him right in his breastplate there, just enough to kind of knock him forward, and then you come over the top with a hammer drop, just right on the back of his skeleton skull, and just drive it into the ground, and you just see ectoplasm just, and then you see the rest of it just kind of fade and evaporate down into the ground, and the
So
threat.
now Luna is covered in ectoplasm and a plate.
Yes,
Okay.
and we are now out
I'm
of
sorry,
initiative.
it's over there.
Why would there be ghosts in here? I thought we were here for a dragon or something large and living.
Did anyone ask about the gold?
There were no words here, only fighting.
Oh, I forgot.
Well, some of us fought.
Is
Some
Luna
of us
still a
ran.
plant? I'll look over the plant.
Yep, she is still a
Yeah,
I
plant.
just wanna like tap it with my foot, just kind of. Luna?
There is ectoplasm on this planet?
Roll a d20.
Oh God, no!
Why are you calling that plant Luna?
A 10.
Okay.
Just straight 20.
Let's see here. Roll a d6.
You're gonna hurt me.
How much health do you have?
Oh
I have enough.
no! Oh God, a 5.
Okay, so you go up and kind of kick this plant a little bit, and you start to see like a little crack in the.
Let's stop and pick it up and be like, no.
I imagine I take 5 damage. Oh man.
This plant has ectoplasm on it, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna walk up
I'm
to
holding
Patron.
it.
I know, I'm gonna walk up to Patron and try to, like, kind of...
I'm gonna keep it out of reach. I'm basically gonna hold Luna up here. Be like, no.
You want to jump for it?
Is there ectoplasm anywhere else?
All over.
All over the ground.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
I just
No.
start just going to town. Just
Oh,
trying to make it, like, not so, like, obvious. Like,
Let me
Yeah.
take a look at this. Let me look at this plant.
Yeah. Fix
I
Luna,
want to kind of
please.
just like. zone shift out of everything and just kind of at the plant.
Just kind of look at Luna.
Can I message still?
No. You're incapacitated.
Like, what is up with this plant?
Luna, you there?
So that is Luna. You're all what you keep calling it Luna. I'm assuming that's
Is there
Luna?
like an essence
Luna was there
or
1 second, and then the plant was there.
What kind of plant?
Arcana energies
Can we
coming
tell?
off
Can
of
anyone
it
tell?
or something?
I saw her
It looks,
she was
so
right
it's in
beside
one of
me.
those like red clay pots with soil in it, and then it's probably about a foot tall, and has about probably 10 leaves sticking off of it.
I'm assuming I saw her turn it into a plant, right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. So, I mean, she
Just
was like,
slowly, like.
It's Luna.
I'm gonna cast Lesser Restoration on it.
Okay.
So we can pop it out.
Nothing happens.
right. Well, who's up for a healing conga line? Anybody? I have one
Brad raises
taker.
his hand.
No one else. No one else needs healing.
Dragonbait raises his hand.
That's
Can
good.
my leaf blow?
Yeah, sure. Like a small breeze comes
Yeah.
through, and you see.
Is someone holding Luna at the moment?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go to Luke. And can I? Do you mind? I'll hold hands out. I'll set her
Do you
next.
know anything about converting plants to people?
No, I was just going to heal her a bit. And so I'll set her next to me. And I will take out one of my arrows and fire it straight down into the ground with healing spirit attached to it.
Okay.
And technically, it lasts 1 minute. If I'm not mistaken, a round, everyone going at once, is 6 seconds. So everyone should be able to heal 1d8 11 times.
Yep.
Unless you're necrotic, in which, that's
You can
your
only
life
heal to your max.
for the time
Your
being.
max health is.
You can heal a D8. 11
So does that.
So I'm going to pick
max
Luna back up,
decrease
and I'm just going to
that
proceed
star.
to...
Right.
I'm going to walk through it and turn around and walk through it and turn around and walk through it and turn around.
You said 6 or 8, Jimmy.
It
said
is
11
a 1d8, yeah. Normally I roll it, but this is too many people, so y'all.
I just say I'm at my max without.
How do you get your max hit points back?
14, don't know yet.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I already did. I got it.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm at my soft max.
Yeah, love the healing conga line. Although I can only do it twice in a day.
I'm at my somewhat max.
The max for now.
Yeah, that's. I got it after 4.
So everybody who's not a plant, make a perception check.
19.
8.
Hey,
Less than that.
So as you're kind of standing there, kind of recuperating from everything, Patron, you do see the glint of something out of the torch that's on the ground, just kind of a glint of something laying now on the ground over kind of by the anvil in the corner.
I'll go over and look at it.
Okay. When you go over and look at it, it's actually, you kind of have to move a couple things that have fallen onto it. But it is pretty well preserved and clean, actually pretty shiny set of chain armor. And when you pick it up, it's very, very light to the touch, like incredibly light, but as you kind of pull on it, it's extremely durable. You can make an investigation check for me, if you will.
12.
Okay. So, kind of running your claws along it, you get the idea that this is probably mithril, which is incredibly rare, very strong, but also extremely lightweight. You believe that if you put this on, that it would give you pretty good defense, very similar to what a heavy armor would give you, but there is no. You feel like you could probably sneak very well in it as well.
Can I take my chainmail off and then just kinda...
It'll take about 5 minutes to kind of do
I'm
that.
just gonna do it in the corner.
Okay.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just kind of like.
Okay.
is
You
patron
see
changing in the
see
corner?
patron changing in the
Don't worry
corner.
about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Well, that's fine. I mean, you know, don't tell us what you got.
Just trying to just get the goo off.
It's okay. If you find stuff, you don't have to tell us about it. So, what about Luna Plant? Plant Luna.
I'll just look down her and I'll put her close to my ear.
Maybe you should just...
Nothing.
Are you sure this isn't just a plant?
And just from like not looking, I saw her turn into it. It's Luna.
Do you think I would be aware of druids and how their shape shifting works?
Maybe a little bit.
I'm trying to deduce something in character.
You can make like an Arcana check if you want.
Sure. 7.
Yeah, you're not sure.
Maybe we should just wait. This
Alright.
is weird
I
magic
thought I
stuff,
had
right?
something in my mind, but I just I don't know.
I'm gonna look around the rooms. It looked like this place is one of those places where ghosts come out and you deal with them, but they're like not really gone. They're gonna come again.
That's a hard question to answer.
Very specific room.
Can we like salt the room with garlic or something?
Does it might have garlic or
I don't
salt?
have any garlic. The only person who could have made everything taste like garlic is this, I think.
Does it look like a certain type of plant, or is it just like generic?
It's like
plant?
it's insert generic plant.png.
So
I
let's
can't
say
prune it for herbs.
let's say we give it an hour and then we'll just make do. Does that sound fair?
Maybe you should just smash it in the ground.
That
I know
sounds very dangerous.
I know that's very harsh from me, but we don't know what to do with this plant. I'm sure Luna would be fine.
Patron insists this is her.
Oh, I know it's her. We saw it happen.
Why would you want to smash her on the ground?
I don't know.
Maybe
Like I said,
maybe it breaks
I
the
had
curse.
a thought, but I don't know.
I'm
I don't
gonna
know
keep Luna
anymore.
real close to me as I sit against the wall. We'll just wait. We'll just wait for a bit.
Okay.
I mean, do I look ravenous? Do I look like
You were suggesting murdering someone.
I don't feel like killing anybody.
God.
You know what I mean? Like, not to say like, I don't know.
So we're gonna wait for a little bit.
I want to wait. I'm
Okay.
sitting.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything different?
I'll
Okay.
grab my torch and. Are there any sconces on the wall?
Yes.
I'll put my torch in the what I think is the best one for light.
Okay. And it gives off a pretty decent. The room is not super big, so
okay. Then.
it lights the room pretty well.
When I was in the hallway looking that way, could I see like another room at all or anything?
It kind of curved up a little bit, so not really.
Okay. Well then I'm just gonna pop a squat next to Sigor.
Okay.
Just kind of look at him, look front. Like when he looks at me, I look front. When he looks away, I look back at him. Just kinda...
There we go.
Ooh, map.
So you all are up in that very top left room. So you're all kind of sitting around on the various kind of barrels and crates, and some of you, I guess, probably on the floor. Definitely. Well, no, you're holding Luna. So about 30 minutes passes. Nothing really happens. If any of you need to use a hit die or anything to heal up for anything that you didn't get healed for, you can. But another 30 minutes goes by, and you are still holding a potted plant.
So it's been an hour.
It's been an hour.
So after about an hour, I'll stand up and just let out a long sigh.
I'll go relight my torch because it went off.
Okay. Yeah. So when it goes out, you kind of go over and.
I guess we proceed as is. I'm normally in the back anyhow, so... Well, I guess not when we're exploring. I'll be in the back for now if someone else wants to take point.
Well, we can't see in the dark, so.
Well, that's why we got this torch. Magic torch.
That's obvious.
Erad can see
Light.
in the dark.
Well, do you want to go out in front of us?
I don't mind. Do you trust Brad?
I don't know if we trust Womba.
Oh yeah, one
I
was
kind of
gone.
trust Brad.
I think Brad had plenty of opportunities to murder us or run by now. And he's done neither.
He tried to run.
That is very true.
I hear you say you trust me. So I immediately turn around and just go, all right, let's go.
And start walking out. Enthusiastic.
Okay, so when you walk out, you go back down to that middle crossroads. Second here. So you go back to kind of that middle area up there, that little fork in the road. If you go right, it leads you back towards the main mine shaft. And if you go left, it leads you up towards whatever's up there.
I start going left.
Okay.
I'm sneaking, kind of.
Okay.
Brad, let us know if you hear or see anything.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah.
So
Make a stealth check for me.
question real quick. Is that armor just basically chainmail?
It's
Except
16 AC.
okay, that's chainmail. So I just can sneak now. Okay.
Nice.
24.
Okay. So you're you almost become one with the shadows, and you're
You
kind
could
of
sell
slinking
your
along
chainmail.
the cave wall. And you do make it up to the top of the stairs, and looking in that room. It's another room pretty similar to the one that y'all were just fighting in. There's various crates and barrels with different little pieces of armor or mining equipment like a mining hats and a couple of mining picks and stuff like that.
Nothing too crazy.
Doesn't seem like anything too crazy.
Okay, I'm just gonna quickly turn around and say, nope, nothing this way.
Okay.
Start heading back the other way.
What? Anything
Nope,
important?
nothing. Didn't see squat.
Did you look?
Yeah,
It's-
no need. Let's go.
I think we should.
You know,
go.
DM, it's not that I don't trust Brad. I'm just trying to read into his
Patron doesn't.
Is
trust
that
Brad.
really what you saw, Brad?
I mean, if I saw gold, I'd be way more excited.
Well, did you see gold and just pocket it?
No, I would have told you about some of it.
Some of it.
I publicly buy that comment, but in my mind, I don't buy that comment.
I don't buy that comment, period.
Okay, Brad. And I peer into Brad's soul.
I'm watching you.
No, I just keep walking.
Okay. See Brad kind of heads
All right,
up.
Brad, we'll give you just a second.
Yeah, let's go.
So you're heading up the other way?
It's not that we don't trust
I'm
Brad.
going with him.
I
Okay.
just want to make sure it was on something
What are
else
you two
important.
I'm standing at the crossroads. I see Brad going to the right, and then them two going up left. I'm just looking at Luna for a second, and I just kind of stand here, just waiting to see who comes back first.
Okay.
Well, there could have been plans or something and paperwork.
Maybe
You
something
don't
in
know.
this place made her a plant.
You don't know.
Yeah, y'all have no clue what caused it.
Hmm.
All you know is she's a plant.
The ghost turned into a damn plant.
Does no one else want to investigate my plantness?
I held you to see if there was magic on in, and
I
it
kicked
didn't
you.
really. I
Is
don't
there,
think it really kicked off Arcana.
is there something I can investigate?
I kicked her.
What?
You could make an Arcana check.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, I got a 7 on Arcana.
10. I'm bad at
Better.
sensing magic.
Yeah.
That's a little
So
better
you just
than
kind of
7.
look at it, kind of turn it, look at the bottom.
I tried to. I
Made
tried
in
to
China.
lock it.
There's no Home Depot sticker on it or anything.
Right.
It's a plant. It's a potted plant.
Have dirt and stuff in
It's
it?
got dirt.
Okay, I keep it level. That might be like her blood or something. I don't know.
She's just sitting there photosynthesizing.
Even in a cave.
Even in the cave.
You got
Just
some artificial light.
yeah. Magic light.
In that room up there, is there anything else besides mining supplies?
No.
Looking in it.
As you kind of peruse through it, it's literally just. It looks like it looks like these two rooms. Like the one you were in was kind of the work room, and this one was more of kind of the store room. One thing you do notice about that these rooms have in common is that they are completely covered in soot and ash, and the walls are just completely black all the way through. And throughout this entire area, in both rooms, you see the occasional skull on the ground, and maybe a femur here and there, and then probably about 3 mostly preserved skeletons kind of facing out, facing towards the opening up to the main mine shaft that are just kind of sprawled out and just frozen in time.
We try and put 2 and 2 together.
It looks like they were just completely torched.
Would I be able to deduce that it's maybe a dragon that did that?
So you know that this place supposedly has a dragon.
Yeah, we're going on.
in it
We're going on
somewhere.
a journal on this.
You have seen kobolds in here, which are very, very minor, lesser dragon folk. But you haven't heard any wings flapping, roars, or anything like that.
Guys, have anybody heard of any tales of dragons? Or
Did you see that?
Is it lady?
Yeah.
No, about
She just came up
dragons.
and booped my microphone stand.
Well,
My
I'm
mic
like-
just did that. It scared me a little bit.
Oh yeah, you
Come on,
know
lady.
dragons.
Dragon.
We have a dragon expert right here, and I
A
point at
dragon?
Patron. I guess I have like 4.
Let's
I
make a little bit of fire.
think I have 4 fingers.
Kind of blow a smoke ring.
Yeah.
No, firing.
Firing. You can make an investigation check with advantage if you're looking specifically for treasure.
Why not? 12.
Okay, you're pretty sure that just from the way that this stuff was completely incinerated, that at least in here, from what you've seen, none of the forges or anything could produce a fire or a flame that hot and that massive.
Looks like something I could have done. That
Or
makes sense.
maybe a bigger version.
Yeah,
of
a
you.
bigger version of me, but I probably could have done it.
There is a dragon here. How old does it look? Or how old do you think these have been here for a while? Or
It's hard to tell.
Can't tell.
I guess we
Still a
should,
plant.
I guess we should follow Brad.
I like that you're wearing a green sweater too. It's fitting.
I guess I kind of knew I was going to be a plant or something.
Would you say
Preparing for the
she's,
rest of my life.
She's green with envy from it.
Yeah.
Can I do anything?
You can absorb what little light there is.
What
in
happened
here.
to Juniper?
She's part of the plan.
She's probably a worm in there or something.
Okay, I mean that's fine.
Can I try and do an Arcana check on the
Yeah.
plant? Since nope, still just a plant.
Just a plant.
I keep moving the table. I'm sorry,
So
Jamie.
you make it back out to
Being
the
a bad
major
taker.
mine shaft. Make a perception check for me.
17.
Okay. So you notice a couple things. Now that you've had a chance to kind of go out and look out into this massive cavern, looking down, you're probably looking down about 200 feet down to the very bottom of this cave. It almost gets too dark to see the bottom, but you can just barely make it out because there does seem to be the occasional torch here and there that is lit. The other thing you notice is as you look to your left, there is a bridge that spans the entire length of this mine, and it basically is attached to this center kind of column, this central pillar that's built out of the cave itself. And kind of back up to the north, you think you hear kind of the occasional little chattering of voices, kind of very distinct voices, but you can't quite make out what they're saying. You just know that they're a bit above. It's like up on the bridge and then back.
Is there any way that I know I can get to him?
It's about, that bridge is about 50 feet above you. So you could attempt to climb the walls, but it would be extremely difficult because a lot of it's just kind of sheer rock. Really the only way that you can see up there at the moment is kind of backtracking around and then going across the bridge. But you can just, like I said, you can't clearly make it out. You just can hear kind of the echoes in the cave, kind of bouncing off the walls of some kind of like non-human voice for sure.
I'm gonna keep making my way down the track, I guess,
Okay.
until I come upon another opening I may be able to go through.
Okay, so you walk about 50 feet, and there is, you kind of walk under that bridge, and you kind of see it kind of pass over your head as you go under it, and you get to that next opening, and you look kind of back in there, and your vision is kind of cut off. You see a tunnel kind of go in, and then it kind of opens up into some room, and then you can kind of see an entrance to another hallway. That
You say
leads
into a
further up.
sunroom? Do I sprout into a person? Or somewhere?
You're currently not with Brad at the moment.
Oh,
You're with Segura.
I got excited. I heard sunroom and I was like, oh my god, light. I grew.
So that's kind of what you see there.
I'm gonna
Segura, what would you like to do?
I'm waiting for Patron and Luca to move forward so I can follow behind.
Okay. You two, what are you doing?
We should keep moving.
Yeah.
Follow
I think
Brett.
we were Dragon Bait before.
Yeah, where's Dragon Bait?
Yeah, where's Dragon
Is
Bait?
DB with us?
Because he was like our guide before.
Yeah, Dragonbait is with Segura at the moment.
Okay.
Well, the party rejoins.
Sigor, you can see in the dark, can't you?
4 goes into 1.
No.
No.
Oh yeah, you want this torch? And I remember.
Segura says, "Who said that?"
I'll take the torch
Take
in
the
one hand
magic
while
torch.
potting the other one.
Since I'm always in the back anyway, do you want me to just hold the plant so you can do your thing? Because I'm not very sneaky or very.
If you
You
want.
sound a little quieter than usual.
Yeah, you do. You seem to have a lighter step, which is
Yeah.
odd for you. I look
weird.
him up and down. But if you'd like to, sure, you can hold on to her.
Yeah.
I'll hold now.
Okay.
Then
I'm
I'll
just gonna keep looking at it and like.
Okay.
I'll power walk to catch up with Brad.
Tink, tink, tink. Okay.
Hey.
When you walk out, you can see kind of the outline of Brad kind of walking towards this next opening underneath this
Be
bridge.
nice to Lily, okay?
Is it the plant now?
Oh, its plant name is Lily,
Luna's a
right?
lily.
It could be a lily.
It's just a plant.
Yeah, there's no blossoms.
I want to start like slowly like digging through the dirt.
Okay. Yeah, you do that.
You could do like a Zen garden.
There still is a little bit of a crack in the pot from where you kicked it before, and every now and again some soil kind of falls out of it. Segor, you have like a little soil stain on your chest where you're holding it.
Oh.
All right, so let's see here. Okay. 1 second. Okay. Brad, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Oh, no.
Sounds like traps.
Well, that's fine. Brad's very dexterous.
15.
See, there you go.
Okay. So you kind of, at the very split second, hear as you're walking towards this room, and you look down and you see your left foot has pushed forward a string that's been drawn across the track there. And a split second later, out of the opening, a big wooden claw just swings out towards you, and you manage to kind of matrix back, but you kind of fall back onto your back as this thing swings open and is just kind of there now across the track. And a few seconds later, you hear another and then and you see a giant boulder come out of
Indiana Jones.
that hallway,
This is Indiana Jones.
and the claw kind of guides it onto the tracks, and it starts careening down the track. And about 15 seconds later, you hear a few screams, and then a loud and you see kind of this dust kind of rise up from towards the bottom, further down the track.
think our
and
cover's
you
blown.
you hear
Oh, what'd you do?
a few yells and hollers from deeper down in the mine.
Do I know Sigor's behind me?
Not yet.
Oh man.
I was power walking up, and I think I just saw that.
Yeah, you definitely saw it.
I'm gonna jog now, and I guess I'll see Brad around the corner. What the fuck was that?
Did you see that shit?
You just did. I guess we just made things easier, maybe, or worse. Well, carry on.
Yeah. Everyone good on our end?
I'm gonna turn and look to the others.
What else do we hear going on?
You hear quite a few voices echoing through the chamber.
I think our cover's blown, if you will.
They don't know it was us.
I'm sure
necessarily.
somebody suspects something.
I'm gonna peek my head around.
Sigor set off a trap.
And I'm gonna just kind of.
You know, I don't know if that's true or not, but
Very true.
Sigor was.
I think you were the one in front, right, Brad?
Wait, there's a trap in that room you were just in, yeah?
Huh?
Maybe.
You set it off?
Maybe.
Wouldn't you know?
Well, what? Perhaps it was trapped because they didn't want us to go in there as I started making my way into that little tiny chest.
Ooh.
Okay, so you're going up to that northeast chasm. Okay, you go in there and you see this big indention crater where that boulder fell, but that room itself is completely empty, actually, and you see a hallway leading further up.
Huh. I'll turn as I'm walking past Brad. What a dick move. It's just a rock. It's just a trap.
What if someone could have gotten really hurt?
Yeah, the screams pointed that out to us, perhaps. I'll start proceeding down the tracks.
Okay. So you're turning back around and coming back out to the tracks.
The loopy loop keeps going down and down, right?
Yeah,
I want to go
that's
down
fine.
where the boulder went.
Okay. So as you're and you're kind of walking with him.
yeah.
Are y'all with him as well?
We'll rejoin.
You kind of caught up to him. Okay. Dragonbait is with you as well, and he smells of violets right now, and just is kind of has his head a bit on a swivel a little bit. And as you're walking down, I need everybody to make a perception check for me.
Ooh, natural 20.
I don't see.
25 for numbers.
What? Six.
9.
Natural 0 for a plant.
Well, the plant.
Oh, plant can see, right? Sort of. Energy, sun.
So who rolled the nat 20 you did?
25.
So looking down a little ways, you see kind of another entryway there with some crates and stuff. You see what looks to be kind of the reflections of 2 pairs of eyes looking right at you from behind those crates.
Hey, group, look alive. Hey, there's some folks up ahead on those crates looking at us. I was saying a whisper, but loud enough for everybody.
I'll take out my bow and just notch an arrow immediately at those crates. Do we see eyes looking at us?
As you squint now at this point, yeah, you can kind of make them out.
I guess I dropped the torch on the ground too.
They definitely seem to be looking right at y'all.
They move at all now that an arrow's aimed at them?
Let's not throw the plant.
They weren't moving before.
Oh.
You just kind of he caught kind of the glint of his torch in their eyes, whatever these things are.
Should we rush them?
Yeah, I draw my sword and run. Right at him.
Okay.
Right on. I'll drop
I
mine.
didn't see the eyes. I just, wherever he pointed, he
Okay.
Just run right at him.
So as you run straight towards them, they seem to know that they're busted, and they come out. And from behind these crates, you see 2 reptilian figures come out that look a little bit. They're dressed a bit differently than the kobolds that were at the front of the entrance where you came in. These ones are both kind of carrying a staff, and they have kind of this little like utility belt on them, almost kind of with different vials and little contraptions. And as they walk out and kind of stand there and just kind of eye you down while you're running at them, you see that one of them has like a cage on his back that has some kind of furry creature inside the cage. And I need everyone to roll initiative.
Well, man, I rolled the same thing.
Do I need to roll?
I rolled a little bit better.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
So I guess I'm going to be holding the plant in my hand.
It's up to you.
Oh no, is that a skunk or a honey badger?
I'm going to fix our map here.
Lady, come on. Lady, come here.
No.
Here?
Okay. We're come between you and Jamie again. Oh,
So, Brad, you were up
Come here, lady.
front.
come here. Yeah.
Sigor a little bit behind. Dragon Bait's with him.
Well, you don't have to clean
Plants.
yourself in front of everyone.
I don't have a plant miniature.
The plant is on me.
Yeah.
You know, he's like a little D4 or something.
Yeah, or actually, here we go.
Oh, no,
I've
do
got
the
a
thing.
green-
There's a flower. There's a Harry Potter flower up there. It's really big, though.
Yeah, it's too big.
Aw. Well, okay.
Oh, I should have used my speech and beast and leaf on you so I could one-way communicate. I could tell you, Luna, it's okay, but I can't understand you back.
Okay. So, these two are standing there next to each other. Let me roll initiative.
Go make them your minions. Dragonborn.
Okay.
I am your ruler.
That's right. I am your superior.
Are they both like that, or is it just one? of
They
them?
both look like. Only one of them has a
Critter.
critter.
Okay.
And when I say critter, I don't mean
No.
Critical Role fan.
No. No.
Shout out.
No.
If anybody hasn't watched Critical Role, you definitely should. It's awesome. Okay. So 25 to 20. Okay.
Crickets.
19 to 15.
More crickets. Oh no.
14 to 10.
14, 12.
13.
10.
Okay, all right.
Wow.
So 14 is Brad. Who was under Brad?
13?
13. Okay. And what did you roll?
10.
10. Was there anybody else in that bracket?
12.
12. Okay, you did 12. Okay.
What did DB roll?
10.
Of course he
So
did.
he's gonna go. He's gonna get to go ahead of the plant.
The plant's action.
And then our friends are bringing up the rear here.
I rolled a 5.
Okay. What's your dexterity?
+1.
Okay. So you're bringing up the rear.
Yeah. Going first on the second round.
Okay. Brad, you are up first. And how fitting, you are leading the charge.
I'm gonna run right at this red one here
Okay.
and take 2 swipes.
Okay.
23 for the first one,
That hits.
13 for the second one.
That one misses.
8 damage.
Okay.
Nice.
Alrighty. So as you kind of are running up to him, you see him look to his compatriot and says, "Get them!" And then as he's kind of looking back is right when you make it there and get him with a slice, but then he manages to dodge the second one. Does that end your turn?
Can I still use Nimble Escape?
You can, if you have movement.
Move 15, so I'm gonna move 15 away.
And you see you see him try to take a swing back at you, but just completely whiffs.
Yeah.
Hits the ground
Loser.
with his staff. That brings us to Sigor.
Did Brad hit the one with the cage?
Yes.
Okay.
The red one's the one with the cage.
I'm gonna hop over, kneel down, and sharpshooter the one directly in front of me.
Okay.
17 hit?
That hits.
Nice.
Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and do some damage first. So that's going to be 6 plus 4, so we got 10 plus 4 more for the dex, that's 14 plus 10 because the sharpshooter, that's 24 piercing damage for the first shot.
Ooh. That you let loose this arrow and it just sinks right into his like kind of chest area, and you hear him kind of ah. What do you do now?
Does he look like really wounded now? Like blood's just pouring out? Or does he look like
he's bloodied. He's hurt for sure.
Okay. I'll just sharpshooter one more again.
Okay.
See if we can do it.
Nice.
Oh, that's good. It's gonna be a 19.
That hits.
Here comes some numbers again. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 piercing damage.
All right.
Nice.
This thing is already just really hurt. Big damage. Patron. Or does that end your turn, good sir? Patron, you're up next.
Let's scoot to the sides. Dragonbait can just have all the room to just charge forward.
Okay.
Reach them.
Nope. Close.
I'm gonna move right in front of Wamba.
Okay. So you're kind of running up there.
Yeah, and like where that corner hits.
Okay.
Okay.
What am I?
Yeah, aren't you holding Luna?
He is. Yeah.
Oh,
That's fine.
It was fine.
okay.
They can't see me, right? Well,
Sure.
I'm around the corner, and then can I hold my action if they come in range?
Yes.
Can I do that? Okay. I'll do that.
You can.
That's my turn.
How much health do you have?
44.
Okay.
I'm just gonna throw it
Strong
around.
plan.
That's strong.
Just throw it out the bag.
Like 2 AC.
Now hang on, it's my turn though now, right? Technically?
Just throw it out the bag.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Dragonbait is going
Oh,
to
he goes before a plant. I see.
run up and take his swings.
Evie.
It's going to be a 10. That's a miss. And Dragonbait just goes up and just misses twice, and you can smell kind of baked bread kind of floating off of him. Luna, it's your turn. You're a plant. Okay. Now it's the kobolds. What?
Do I hear the leaves rustle?
You don't. Not yet.
Do I hear the leaves move around?
Yeah, you kind of hear the
Luna?
leaves rustle a little bit.
Yeah, can you do Tides of Chaos as a plant? Can you pot into another pot?
So this kobold is going to turn, the green one is going to turn towards you and see a dragonborn and say, "Kill the traitor!" And he's going to pull out one of the vials off of his pelt and throw it at you. And as it is kind of careening through the sky, you see this liquid kind of start to fall out of it. And as it hits the ground, flames kind of erupt.
Gay.
So we'll see if he hits you with it.
Well, thank God I'm resistant to fire. Oh God, the plant.
That's going to
Plant's
be
not
20. That's
resistant
going to
to
be
fire.
21 to hit.
Yeah.
And you are going to take.
Oh boy.
Oh God, the
Can
plant.
the plant make a deck save?
But I do need you to make a deck save.
Dex.
Yeah.
11 plus 3, 14.
So you're going to take 12 fire damage.
Is that a 6?
Yep. And you are covered in this grease or whatever this is, and you are now actually on fire.
Oh God, what about the plant?
The plant
Oh, boy.
actually falls from your hands and hits the ground and shatters. You just see soil and pottery go everywhere. And then you see a brief shimmer and Luna pops up out of the soil.
Oh thank God. Is Luna on fire?
Luna, you are on fire.
Ah!
Sorry, Luna.
Can I prestidigitate myself and soil myself now?
you and do what?
Soil myself so I'm not on fire anymore.
Whoa.
No, I can.
Soil yourself?
Well, prestidigitation means
Is that
I
a
can.
plant? Is
I
that
just
a-
like
Is that a
clean or
plant?
soil an object.
So you
That's
take
a plant
4
joke.
fire damage
Okay.
off the bat.
Aren't you a little too young for that to be a problem?
And since it is your turn, you can use your action to extinguish the flames.
I'm extinguishing the flames.
Okay. Do you have anything you'd like to do for a bonus action?
I don't think I can do a bonus action that's any good.
Photosynthesis.
Playing this game.
Let me see.
Photosynthesis.
I just want to step back 20 feet. Yeah, that sounds good.
You need this?
Yeah, she's no longer on fire. So you're kind of patting. You kind of have little
Yeah, I
cinders.
use like my prestidigitation to like water.
Okay, yeah. So you kind of douse yourself
Yeah.
almost. It's like a big globe of water just forms above your head and just.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That is going to bring us to Lucan.
I'm going to shimmy to the right of Luna, and
Sigor.
the other side.
Her left.
The other, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm gonna like baseball pitch a guiding bolt at the red one that
Okay.
we've been kind of laying into.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make a ranged spell attack. That's gonna be 21 to attack.
That hits.
Do some radiance. 3. 13 radiant damage
Okay.
on that one, and then it's glowing until the end of my next turn. So anybody who attacks it has advantage on it
Awesome.
until the end of my turn. And then my
So as it hits, you kind of hear it just kind of scream out, but still standing.
That works?
Definitely hurt, but still standing.
and then that's going to be the end of my turn.
Okay. Brad.
Okay. I'm going to. Can I sneak behind the green one and flank it?
I don't think you'd be able to sneak by it. You can, if you wanted to use your action to sneak and try to get back there and hide and attack it next turn, you can. But in terms of just running back there and doing a sneak attack at the moment, you wouldn't be able to.
No, not a flank attack either.
You could
Like
do
up behind
a
them?
flank attack, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just plop them back there.
Behind it and take 2 shots.
Okay, at the green one or red one?
Green one.
Okay,
Is that with advantage?
that is with advantage. Yeah.
19.
That hits. The good rolls are out today, boys.
No.
All
Everyone
around, we've all
but-
been rolling hot.
12 on the second one.
Okay. The second one misses.
8 damage.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, and you come up and kind of shank him from behind. You kind of see him glare back at you like, the hell? Does that end your turn?
It surely does.
Okay, Sigor.
I'll step in front of Luna and take aim at the nice and bright fella right down the line.
All right,
and
roll with
sharpshooter
advantage.
again. Oh, it's already going to be a hit. It's 24.
That hits.
And that is going to be 19 piercing damage.
Okay. That pierces through its throat, and you can just hear and fall over.
There we go.
And he crashes down on top of his crate with that creature in it, and you see a skunk kind of waddle out of it. And the skunk is right there in front of it.
I'll tilt my head quizzically at the skunk that climbed out of the wreckage, and I won't even think about it. I'll just aim and I'll just shoot at it.
Roll attack.
Oh no, it's gonna smell really bad.
Here's gonna smell bad in here.
18.
That hits. Roll
Okay.
damage.
Con save. Stink bomb.
11 piercing.
The thing just is pinned to the cave floor.
Oh.
And you see it kind of squirm for a second, and then it stops. And it's looking right at you.
Anything loyal to a kobold must go, I'm afraid.
It's just...
Damn.
Okay, I'm glad I killed the scum.
Patron.
Hate that
I
skull.
want to run up next to where Dude Man is, right where the other
Where
one
Dude
died.
Man is.
Yeah.
Dude, man.
Do you want
Right.
to put yourself out? You're still on fire.
No.
Okay.
No.
You're
Run
on
up,
fire. So
Flaming
next to-
hold
Dragonborn
on.
attacks.
First of all, you're going to take some damage.
It's fine. It's fine.
Resistance fire damage.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it right now.
That's going to be 8 fire damage, so half, I guess, since your resistance
Yep.
to it.
There you
So
go.
four.
Alright, I'm gonna run where the other one was,
Okay.
Catch him on fire.
and then aim
So
directly.
you all see just a flaming patron.
aim directly, turn to him, and breathe fire on his ass.
Oh shit!
Okay.
And
What does
needs
he have to make a dex save? Okay.
Are you resistant to fire?
What do I need to
Yes.
beat?
13.
Where's my dex?
Dragonborns is tough.
It's because of my fire thing.
I rolled a 21.
Alright, you still take half damage.
Okay. How much damage that be?
48. 4, 9, 11, so 5 damage.
Okay.
That's half. But fuck you. You're on fire.
How much damage?
It was 11 in all.
Okay,
So 5.
so 5 damage. All right.
Nice.
So you see him kind of look back at you, and he looks shocked for a second, and you kind of see a little bit of scorch marks on his face a little bit, but then he kind of furrows his brow, and he's kind of looking back at you. Dragonbait is going to take his swings against it.
him on fire.
That's a 3 and a 19, so he is going to hit one. And that is going to be 5 damage as he kind of cleaves through him. And that will bring us to Luna.
I want to just take a step out like 5 feet to the left, I guess, so I can catty corner, see the person who I'm trying to hit.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna do a good old fashioned firebolt on it.
Okay.
What is that? 22 to hit?
That hits.
Nice.
I'm rolling terribly. 5.
Okay, 5 fire damage. As you kind of let loose this firebolt that goes kind of screaming through the sky a little bit, you see it kind of whiz past your head, just, and then Dragonbait sees it whiz past him, and then you're already on fire, so you don't really notice it so much, but you just see this firebolt kind of careen and hit this guy in the chest, and that will bring us to its turn. At this point, he is
19.
going
19,
to
that one. 19.
pull out another one of his vials from here, and
This is just pitiful.
he's going to chunk it back towards y'all standing in the rear. Let's see here.
Can DB make like a sword attack?
Yeah, like kind of
Like
block
a-
it.
Yeah, like
Try and
an
catch it.
Baseball
area of
away.
opportunity.
It
pass
is going to
by.
be craning towards you, though.
I can catch his arm.
It's going to be 17 to hit.
It
Okay. So he uncorks this vial and hurls it, and you kind of start to see some of that liquid start to fly out, and it actually has kind of a greenish tint to it. And it falls and hits you kind of right in the hip as it shatters. You feel this burning sensation as acid just kind of burns into you. And that is going to deal 14 acid damage as it just scorches into your side. And then he is going to try and run.
Oh boy!
So he's going to
That's a
have
bad
3
idea.
attacks of opportunity.
Fuck you.
So Brad, Dragonbait, and Patron all will get a swing.
Good.
This is what's happening to me in Mordhau all the time. Over there.
23.
That hits.
16.
That hits. Dragonbait hits. Everybody roll damage.
That sounds about right.
He might potentially be really dead after this.
Yeah.
Even if he runs. I got the ranges.
9 damage for me.
9.
So that's 20 and 29. So as he goes to run, all of you just kind of take a swing at him and just cut him down. And he just kind of face plants right into the ground in front of you.
Is he dead?
We are now out of initiative.
I'm gonna walk over to him and just smash his head in.
Oh!
I'd like to brush the acid off me and do a small arrow recovery.
I don't care. You can keep me alive when I'm on fire, right?
You're fine.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you kind of
I'm still on
managed
fire.
to get the rest of it off you. It's kind of stopped burning after a short amount, but you see Patron run up and just kind of stomp this thing's head, and it doesn't quite squish. It kind of, you hear the crunch of a skull, and you just kind of see kind of blood kind of pooling out in front of its head.
What was up with the skunk in the cage? And why do you hate skunks, Sigor?
I'm gonna put myself out now.
Do you have something against
I was
skunks?
probably
You pat yourself out. Yeah.
Can I go up and search its pockets? Or like pouches? Does it have anything like that?
Yeah.
Also, welcome back, Luna.
I don't know what happened.
Do you have any memories?
Do you have any
Well-
cracks on you?
Like I looked at my hands and they weren't hands anymore, they were leaves. And like, I mean I can try and
Do you know if that's ever
I'm just
happened to you
wiggling my
before?
hands now, and like I use prestidigitation, and my hands green now, like it. But it was like a leaf though, and then I just got really small, and then it's like I don't know.
Did you know what was going on when you were a plant?
Did I know what was going on when I was a plant?
Oh yeah, you turned into a potted plant. Also, that
JD,
sounds...
did I know what happened
Was
when
she
I was
conscious?
a plant?
No, you kind of just, it was like you were asleep.
So it was just like, it was just so relaxed, and I felt really cozy and like and held, and like I could breathe so well. Yeah, it was like I was in like a very deep slumber, and it was
Nice.
tight. And then I was on fire. Yeah, and then I was on fire. And I was back.
Sorry about that.
The skunk, did Patron walk over it while he was on fire and kind of...
No, he walked around it.
Okay, well anyway.
It's just
I
pinned to the
walked-
ground
no,
with
I
an arrow.
definitely walked over that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Well, you
when I was
weren't. You weren't like a human torch.
Yeah, you're not
you were
the-
just on
you're not
fire.
the- you're not the dude walking on fire.
You're like the guy
I
in
just set
any
myself
movie
on fire.
that just kind of walks around and is just on fire.
Well, while they are discussing Luna's plant, I am going to be skinning the skunk.
Okay.
I'm skinning it up.
Okay. Make a survival check for me. See how good you do. With advantage.
Okay,
You're a
cool.
man of the woods.
17 on the first one,
Okay.
10 on the second.
Okay, so with the 17, you're able to pretty successfully skin this thing. You have a nice, I'd say like a 4 out of 5 star quality pelt.
Alright, I'm
Skunk
gonna wear
pelt.
it and
You're gonna-
just start like kind of just ripping meat off of the carcass and just kind of...
You know that's gross, right?
Huh? What? You want some?
He holds out this kind of wretched, bloody meat.
Alright, with the dude's head crushed, I want to see if he has any more vials on him.
Okay.
Same.
So he does have a few things on him. He has a little satchel on him. First thing, he has like a little pot that's attached to his belt with a string. He has a little wicker basket on his other hip with a string. And that's the green one. The red one has a pot and then a pouch as well.
I want to take the stuff off the green dude.
Okay, so when you open the pouch on the green dude, there's just a stick inside the pouch.
I'm gonna take it and hold on to
You
it.
pull it out, there's a scorpion on it.
Oh. I'm gonna go bring it to Brad and give it to Brad.
Is the scorpion alive?
It is alive, it's crawling around on the stick.
I'm just gonna look
Happy
at
birthday.
it. Huh. I thought we didn't like each other. I'm just gonna go for a bite.
Okay. Make a.
Oh no.
Uh,
no.
Let's make a dexterity check.
That's fine. You don't be throwing.
Because you didn't try to grab the stinger or anything. You just went like a corn dog.
15.
Okay, you managed to just completely just engulf this scorpion on the stick.
Yummy. Thank you. Oh, it's so good. It's got a nice little kick to it.
Can I do an arrow recovery?
You can go. Brad pretty much ripped the arrow out and just kind of threw it off to the side when he was skinning the skunk.
Okay. What about the rest?
The one that hit the red, or the first one that hit the red one, kind of splintered a bit when it hit because it hit with such force. But there's one other arrow in it that you feel like you could pull out.
I will gladly take those.
What was in the other container?
Yeah, was
on
there
the other
anything
guy?
else in the green guy?
Yeah, there was
Go
a.
back.
He had a clay
If you
pot
ever need
and
regular
a basket.
bolts, let me know.
I want to take the pot off.
Okay.
Okay.
Look
There's
at it.
20 regular
It's
bolts
closed.
that I'll probably never need to use.
We need a crossbow for
There's
those.
just green
I have a
slime
light
in it.
crossbow.
Okay.
Oh.
That's
Does it
probably-
look like? Does it look?
I'm gonna like
I'll let
try
you
and
know
tie
if I
it to
need
my
it.
hip.
Does
Okay.
it look like the same stuff that was thrown at us?
No.
No, it's different.
It
I do-
looks much more like thick and
Maybe
gooey.
it's poison.
Can I
Wamba?
do any of my like?
You wanna try it?
Can I do any like my apothecary medical stuff, like looking at that slime to deduce if it's good or bad? Or...
I mean, I know how we can test if it's good or bad.
No.
Can I look at it to see if it
No,
looks like
I
anything
can
that
look
comes out
at
of
it
my
and
jug?
see. I can look at it and see. Just give me just a second.
Well, I got a jug that does a lot of the same things. I might know what it is.
Yeah, let's both look at it.
Both of you make an investigation
I
check.
want to see.
Yeah, well, actually, are you letting them look at it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I still want to give it to Brett though.
11.
Let's see what my plus is. 11.
Wow.
Ooh.
Neither of you have any clue what it is.
22 together.
It's
Would I-
green slime.
Would I be able to do it?
If you want to make an investigation
I
check, you
probably
can.
would have no idea, but I know what it is.
Do you?
Yeah.
What is it?
Nat 20.
All right. So this looks like something. So being a dragonborn, you kind of have a general idea about kobolds, and you know that there are obviously different types of specialties within the kobold communities. One of them specializes in little creatures and critters and traps and things like that. One of the traps and little tricks they like to use are a green slime that they'll throw on the ground and make it very slippery and difficult to traverse.
Ooh.
About a 5-foot area. Okay.
Oh, my hip.
Okay.
Did the other one have
You might
anything
want to
else?
mark that down in your inventory too.
Green goo.
Yeah.
Green goo.
Nothing good in the other container.
So the other container is a wicker basket that's on his side. If you want to open it, you
Carefully.
can. As you open it, a few centipedes start to crawl out
Brad.
of it.
I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
That's fine. Nothing else exciting in there.
Nothing really
One
exciting.
dessert.
The red one has one more bag on him,
Take a look in that bag.
though. Okay. When you open it, a swarm of wasps flies out. I need you and Patron and Brad to make dexterity saving throws.
Can I use my speech of beast to leave and be like, it's okay?
No, because wasps are assholes.
What
I'll
are we
give you
doing,
that.
Dex?
Their response would probably be, "I'm gonna sting you anyway."
Why are
Dex
you bothering
save.
me?
Dex
It's
save.
a 7.
Non-nat 20.
Okay.
15.
Okay, 15.
Getting stoned here.
What'd you roll?
7.
7. Okay. So yeah, you do get stung here, and that.
At least it wasn't acid.
What if they're acid wasps?
Oh god, don't say that.
So you're gonna take 6 damage from multiple wasp stings before you all manage to kind of swat them away, and they kind of fly off into the cavern.
Goodbye, assholes. In my deep speech of beast. I talk like a wasp. though.
Buzz, 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 buzz.
Is there any like stuck to Lunan where they?
No, they
stung him?
like kind of
Okay,
stung
alright.
him and pissed off. And that's everything they had on them. They didn't seem to have anything of value on them, just different tinker toys and weapons.
Well, that was fun.
Does
It looked fun as I'll start walking up to him, shaking my head.
Do their weapons look better than mine?
No, they basically just had a kind of just a wooden stick, pretty much, and then they have just pretty plain-looking daggers. What were you saying, Sigor?
Oh, I was just walking up to him.
Okay. Just
But before we proceed, actually, patron, do you mind if I ask you a question? What god do you serve?
His name is Whore.
Horn.
Whore.
Whore.
H-O-A-R.
Whore.
Whore. Yes.
What is the god of whore about?
Revenge and retribution.
That's anything like the whores I know.
Revenge and retribution?
Yes.
Huh. I looked at the crushed skull, the kobold. I guess that makes sense. As I'll just start walking down the tracks.
He got what was coming to him.
He had it coming.
So we are going to take a quick, probably 15-minute break, so we can go to the restroom and get refills because I'm thirsty. And so we will be back here probably about 5 after 10 to continue our adventure in the Wyrmheart Mine. So stick around. We will be right back. All right, and we are back. Thanks everybody for being patient with us. We are back in the Wyrmheart Mines. We thank you for sticking with us through the break. We are going to continue right where we left off. So you all just finished destroying 2 kobolds that were there in your way that Lucan managed to spot before they ambushed you. And where you're standing right now is pretty much at this bottom, kind of the bottom right area, right around here. And one thing to note is that there is another ore cart right there, very similar to the one that was at the entrance to the mine.
Does it look operable?
You can go check it out. Make an investigation check.
I'm gonna go check it out, see if it can move.
Okay, so the path does not dead end at the bottom at 6 o'clock.
It's
on the
that's
first
where
one.
it
It goes
into
underneath.
Yeah, it goes underneath.
Alright,
yeah.
alright.
18.
Yeah. So it actually does look pretty functional.
I'm going to hop in.
Okay.
Alright.
So when
catch it
you
before
hop
I
in,
go.
there's basically a big lever with like a squeeze handle on it. That's pretty much the brake that you could pull.
Okay.
And it's pretty sturdy, so you would have to pull it.
Like, okay.
I'm gonna stop him before he tries to go anywhere.
Okay. Are you resisting?
No way.
Yes. Yes.
I'm
So patron kind of runs up and kind of stops your hand from. Well, your hand is on the brake, I'm assuming.
yeah.
Yeah. So he kind of grabs your hand on top of the brake.
Okay. Hey,
Stop.
we both
No.
know we need to check it out down there, and this is the quickest way.
Yeah, it also lets everybody know you're here.
We want to be.
Oh, and the big boulder didn't?
We
They
want
don't
to
know
be
exactly
quiet.
where we are.
We
Hold
want to
on.
be quiet in our
Patron,
movement.
do you really care if I live or die when I go down there?
No, but I care if we live or die.
At least he's honest.
Alright, I guess I won't go. I'll kind of let go of it.
Okay.
I like reach for him and grab him out.
I'm gonna flail.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Not very good. 9.
Okay, you actually squirm out of his grip, and you hit the brake,
Oh no!
and the cart starts to.
Oh no.
Am I in it?
Can I come
You're
over
in
and
it.
try and grab
Yeah.
it? Can I come
Can
grab
you
it?
grab the brake?
Yeah, you can grab it. Yeah, and you stop it. Okay.
Is it like try
It
to
doesn't-
rock?
Brad, it doesn't look like you're going anywhere fast.
You two are a little bit ahead of the group, so you kind of hear this commotion behind you.
Oh shit, we're ahead of that?
Get out.
Well, not by far, like 15
Get
feet.
out of the
Okay.
cart.
Score, what are they doing?
Only if I can sit on your shoulders.
I'm gonna turn around and look
Get
up
out of
there
the
and just
cart
watch
and I
for a
will
moment.
kill you.
Okay.
Only if I can sit on your shoulders.
Get out of the cart. I gave you a scorpion.
Well, thank you.
Fuck it out of the cart.
Brad appreciates it. But,
I will smack you.
alright, I'll get out of the car and you set me on Lucan's shoulders.
Only if Lucan's
starting to
okay
walk
with
away.
it. Lucan?
He didn't say no.
We should keep moving.
I'm gonna lift you out again.
Okay.
Try again.
Yeah. Do you squirm this time?
I'm just gonna accept it.
Okay.
Head down, kind of pouting.
You pick him up like a cat, like picking up a cat
Exactly,
by the
yes.
scruff of the
That's
neck.
what I wanted to do.
And he actually does kind of hang down, just kind of like this, just mopey a little bit.
You carry me, or you set me down?
I'll put you down.
Okay.
Hey,
All
what?
right. Well, you guys go ahead. I gotta tie my shoe.
No, I'm gonna basically nudge him, keep nudging him forward until he starts walking.
I guess I got no choice.
Go.
I'm just gonna ignore it and keep walking.
Once they look settled, I'll proceed down the track.
Okay. All right.
I'm
so
a Sigor.
what? You're a Sigor. Okay. So as you continue down the mines, the path kind of leads you down, and eventually you come to another opening to the left. Everybody make a perception check for me.
10.
I had the worst rolls.
Nat 20.
24.
7.
5.
We're terrible.
So anyone that rolled 15 or higher,
I'm gonna roll a 15.
you
And then a 20. But when they count.
You hear about, you hear voices coming from this hallway to your left. It'd be on your left as you're kind of coming down the mine. As you kind of come to the edge of that opening, the voices sound the loudest. And as you kind of peer into that room, it's actually a pretty large room, and there's a big kind of bonfire in the middle of it, and you see about 15 kobolds in there, kind of spread around the fire.
Where is it you said? A room?
Yeah, it's to the left.
Oh
How
yeah,
big is
bottom
that?
of the second area.
It's probably about, if you were to take, it's hard to say right now just because you're kind of peeking in and out, but maybe 15 to 20 feet.
I like
Like
do this
20 by 20.
I do this in front of him.
What?
Do y'all think of an explosion?
I was gonna ask, would you mind? I said, in my head, would you mind to do your forte, if you will?
wanna
if you
creep
think,
around.
if you think that's the best medicine.
I feel like we should at least try it. Okay.
We're all just feeling a little reckless today.
blow
I say back to her.
You want to
So-
do it? Wait. Before you do that, hold on. We're glancing in, we see him sitting around the fire, just peeking around the corner, right? Are there just any bows, crossbows, just peeking real quick? Sets of arrows. They all look like spears and stabbies and slashes.
Most of them look like spears and things, but a few of them do look like they have slings, like kind of slingshots.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Bless on you, Segor, and DB. And this only lasts for 1 minute, but you can add a D4 to something.
Hashtag blessed.
Yeah, you can add a D4 to your roll. So attack roll.
So good plan here. So you do your fireball thing, blow them up. Hopefully they all die. If they don't all die, at the same time of your fireball, I'm going to put down a spike growth over all the walkway out here.
Yep.
So you blow them up, you see one's alive, scream at them, yell some insulting shit. They'll run out at us, they'll step on all my little spikes, and they'll die.
And then I can put
Perfect.
the slippery
I love
stuff right in front of that.
Okay.
And I can eat
So
them.
they slip into the spikes.
Question:
Or yes.
unknown gods above me.
Yes, my child.
If I'm going to be attacking these poor unfortunate souls,
Oh boy.
would I have automatic advantage since they don't know I'm here?
Yes. You would have a
Perfect.
surprise attack.
Awesome.
Wait, a fireball
So
is an
they would
attack
all
roll, so there's no...
fail?
But yeah, there is no attack roll
Oh
for
yeah,
it.
for fireball.
They just do what?
Right,
Saving
it's a
throws?
dexterity save. Right.
It's just a big nuke.
But they just
Okay. Well, I wanna.
But they would have disadvantage on their save.
I would like to use it as an empowered spell as well
Okay.
for notation purposes.
some shit's about to go down.
Right when I see her fireball start growing or whatever that's going to happen, I'm going to put a spike growth 5 feet into the room, and then it's a 20-foot radius, so I want it to cover like 5, 5, 5, 5.
Okay.
Like they have to run through that corridor, and they have to go through like at least 2 sets of them before they get to us.
Okay. the plan is made.
I'll just pull that pot off my belt. Just kind of hold it.
Okay.
I'm there, like, kind of excited, hopping up and down, like, kinda quietly, but
Just kind of doing tippy taps.
like waiting for the plan to go down.
Okay.
Do I roll damage now? You ready?
Well,
Start conjuring.
okay. So how are you doing this? Are you kind of just conjuring and then peeking around and throwing it blind?
Exactly. Well, no, I'm peeking. I see where they're at. I'm like peeking.
Okay. Make a stealth check for
Stealth
me.
check.
Just to see how sneaky you are.
Okay.
Just sitting real bang.
16.
Okay.
Did you add D4 to that? Because you're
I did
making a
not.
saving throw.
And add 3.
20.
Well,
Yes.
it's not a saving throw.
No, it's not.
Stealth check?
Stealth check is not a saving throw,
No.
2
Attack roll,
16.
save throw.
but
Never
a 16 is still pretty good.
mind. Damn.
So you are able to kind of utter the words kind of under your breath and make the kind of semantic. Yeah, Dracos.
Ooh.
I like that. They should put that in a book or a TV show or something.
The
And you kind of come around and then I assume you follow it right up behind with your spike growth. Okay. So
shooting for the fire.
go ahead and roll your damage. I'll roll the saving throws. The way I'm going to do these saving throws, I'm going to do them in sections since there's so many kobolds in here. We'll see what happens. What do I need to beat?
A 16.
Okay. They're pretty
Can I borrow
dexterous.
a D6? But they have disadvantage, right? Because they're surprised.
They do have disadvantage, yes.
Oh, yeah.
The only one that rolled good was yours.
Well,
I guess, should I keep those?
The second quadrant rolled a natural 20 and then a 1.
Ooh. Damn.
All 3 quadrants failed.
Ooh. Oh boy.
That's way better.
This is way better.
It's an above average fireball.
Did you aim for the fire in there?
29 damage to all of them.
Okay.
Boom.
So as this little bead of fire kind of boom, kind of goes in, it hits the bonfire and just fills the entire room with fire, and you hear the screams of probably anywhere from 12 to 15 kobolds in there, and then those screams fade out to nothing,
Ooh.
and you hear nothing.
I peek around the corner. Is there?
You see the occasional twitch.
Oh.
I'll raise my hand and kind of just retract my spikes. Well, safe than sorry.
Again, I
We
rolled
put that in the
better
notes.
last second time I
Luna
rolled.
set off a nuke.
Good work, Luna.
Oh, thank you. I do what I can.
I'll step into the charred room.
Feels hotter in
Okay.
here now.
Make a dexterity saving throw for me.
That's a
Oh no. We need to make sure we're checking for traps.
26.
Okay.
wow.
Let's see here.
You can have plus 30 then. 29.
29.
So, so as you go to turn to walk into the room, you hear a and you look down and you see your foot kind
Oh
of
no.
pressed in on a plate, and then as you look up, you see a log swinging down from the ceiling with spikes on the end of it. But you manage to jump out of the way just in time as this log kind of swings back and swings forth and swings back until it finally comes to its resting point. And when you get a better look at it, it's a full-size like oak tree log with sharpened wooden points on the end of it that would have almost certainly impaled you.
Like it.
I did not expect a trap to be in a spot like this. Huh. Well, more caution then. I'll just casually step over it.
Huh? There we go. Well, good work, Luna.
Thank you.
You could certainly say you have a hot streak of things.
So, are you moving further into the room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, going in this room, you see this is definitely kind of like almost like a living quarters. You see the occasional kind of mound of dirt and then kind of a makeshift bed. You see, multiple crates and barrels of like food and stuff like that in here. Then there's another kind of small room off to the side, and then a staircase that looks like it leads further upstairs.
Okay. I'll turn and look at everybody. This room's fairly large if anyone wants to take a look around it. I doubt there's anything useful in here.
I will
Yeah, sure.
also look.
We'll take a
Yeah.
look. See if we can find something.
A little sneaky peeky.
I'm finishing off anything that twitches.
Okay, so you're just kind of going around and stabbing.
Yeah, and then searching their pockets.
Okay. There's really nothing of value. Most of them just have daggers or swords and then some rocks. Nothing of real import. In the side room, this looks to be some sort of shrine of some sort. There's a couple of barrels, and on top of one there's a little 3-foot statue that looks like it's made to form some kind of deity, something they worship maybe. Looks like it's made out of just random hodgepodge pieces of glass and wood and stone. And then there are kind of little batches of food piled up around the base of this barrel. Almost looks like maybe offerings of some sort.
Does this statue look familiar?
Same.
You can make a investigation check.
Let's suck at investigating. 8.
No.
Can I try and investigate?
Uh-huh.
Same.
Yeah.
That's
Detective
possible.
Luna, on the case.
I assume it's noticeable.
Do I still get a luck thing?
A luck thing.
17.
Yeah.
12.
Da-da-da-da-da. Inspector
That's a good roll.
Luna.
That's a good roll.
19 for me.
Yeah.
Doo-doo.
I might actually know what it is.
What is it?
17.
17?
Da-da-da-da.
12.
Anybody else roll higher than a 15?
Inspector
17.
Luna got a 19.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
So, looking at this thing and kind of getting a closer kind of look around, it looks like it's maybe unfinished, because when you look at it, it definitely resembles that of a dragon, like a full-fledged dragon, but it doesn't have wings or anything like that. It's kind of like the body and the head.
You know, if I had to guess, I'd say this is about to be a dragon. They just didn't quite get there yet.
Is there anything shiny around the shrine?
There's some food around the shrine, sir.
Strangely enough, no. The only thing that seems really of any value would be the food, which is strange, because kobolds sometimes do like to hoard things. So it's strange that there's not any shinies.
I'm gonna take a handful of food.
Okay.
Well, it looks like they were certainly dragging on it with this statue, right?
Ugh.
I'm gonna pick up the statue and throw it.
Well, I would like to keep
Dragging on.
heading down, but I'm going to scout up the stairs just real fast and come back down.
Alright.
And I'd like to do it with a trap checking eye
Okay.
as well.
Make a perception check.
Okay.
James, will you grab me a drink for
Yeah,
16.
So as you kind of climb these stairs, you don't see any traps, no trip wires, no pressure plates or anything like that. Thank you, sir.
This is awesome.
Bring me his skull. You make it up to the top of the stairs.
Mhm.
And it's actually leading back up to that area above where those kobolds were hiding. It seems like they were probably guarding that room.
The moment I notice that, I'll just turn and head back down. And
Okay.
I'll relay to the group. Just back up where we murdered some kobolds.
Nothing exciting.
So yeah, you go back down there, and realistically, there's really not much of interest in this room outside of the food. But you pick up about 5 days' rations.
Just making sure we don't get flanked once we get to the bottom, right?
Well, that's a good thing.
Well,
The room doesn't continue over to the right, does it? Or that's the end of the spot?
The shrine area. The bottom right room.
Oh yeah, the shrine
Yeah,
ends.
that's
yeah.
the end of the wall there. Okay.
The shrine
Right.
does end. There is another path that leads to the left, though.
oh,
Maybe this way, Stagger. You want to try that?
I'll take point again. I'm good at dodging death flying at me. So I'll start walking towards it while again checking the ground and sides for all the things that might kill me.
Yep. So I'll use your previous roll for this just to continue over. So you don't see any other traps or anything. Walking into this room, you see it's actually another kind of larger room, but still looks like just another living quarters. This one has a couple of workbenches, and you see a few empty cages that look very similar to that which those two kobolds had cages and pots and stuff like that.
Skunk cages.
Yeah. One of the crates actually does have a skunk in it.
Well, I
Hey,
guess.
Sigor. Can you take care of that one like you did the last one for me, please?
It's not a threat at the moment. I was just going to
I'll
leave
make it a threat.
I'll make it a threat.
Why do you want the skunk, Brad?
Why
Didn't
don't
you
you
just eat?
want the skunk?
What has that done to you?
Because I motioned to it. It's just a critter. We've passed by countless critters in the jungle here. Why fascinated now?
Well, this one's easier to catch and eat.
You're still hungry after eating all the ghost goo
How are you gonna pass up a
the
good
other
skunk?
I walk out towards the tracks.
Okay, you come out to the edge of the tracks there, and looking down over the edge now, you're probably, like I said last time we played, this track goes down not as steep as a staircase, but definitely steeper than your average ramp. So each kind of pass that you go down, you're basically going down 150 feet. It's pretty steep. So at this point, looking down, you are at about 125 feet up from the bottom.
Oh. I'll cave whisper since we're in a big chasm. We're getting close to the bottom. It's kind of echoey, but it's not loud. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay.
You're still standing looking at the skunk in the cage.
When he walked off,
yeah.
I followed him kind of. I'm like, come on, let's just kill the skunk. Let's kill the skunk. And just walking, just kind of mumbling it under my breath, hoping he hears me. Please just go kill it. Let's kill it.
Is everyone with me?
Yes.
Because I'm not proceeding down alone. I'm waiting until everyone comes
I'm
up.
with you.
Proceed.
Yeah, follow back up.
All right, I'll proceed downward some more.
Okay.
Everyone in tow.
When you continue down, you go probably another 30 feet or so. Who all is going down? So you're all kind of going down together?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm right behind them.
Okay. I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh! Trap on the track? What? Got a boulder roll here.
Every time I
But
roll,
it's
it
okay,
means
because I'm dexterous.
I'm not.
something.
You think everybody can have 3, by the way?
Everyone can have what?
3.
He's got an aura of
On top
saving.
of what you got already.
7.
Yeah.
Terrible.
11.
Okay.
25.
Ooh.
7.
Okay. And Dragon Bait
24.
is a 7. So
7.
How much damage?
So as you're kind of walking, you hear a and when you look up, you see a giant boulder attached to a rope
Oh my
careening down
God.
straight towards you, like a jackhammer. And you and Brad kind of leap out of the way just in time, and your rolls were good enough that you didn't have to jump off of the edge to avoid it. So you jump towards the wall. The three of you, Dragonbait, Lucan, what did you roll? 7. What did you roll?
11.
Okay, so the 4 of you.
Do I see it coming at me?
You see it kind of just in the nick of time, but not so much that you are able to avoid everything. You all take
I can't Misty step?
10 damage.
Oh god. 10 damage. Oh man. That was unfortunate.
So this rock comes crushing down. It catches you on the shoulder and kind of you on the side. It catches Dragonbait
close?
almost under his foot. Huh?
Oh man, I could have bet luck maybe.
After it hits, you both look up toward the ledge, probably another 100 feet up from the track where you came from, and you see 3 kobolds kind of staring down at you with a rope in their hand, and they kind of let go of it, and you see them kind of disappear back over the ridge. They seem to have pulled the rope to trigger that trap, like they were watching you from the top.
New plan. I'll just go ahead from now on. I thought grouping up was good, but apparently not. You can actually come up with me. You're pretty good at dodging things.
Okay.
But yeah, let's not travel as a unit anymore. This place is too damn. It's too damned.
It's terrible here.
We'll make it maybe a 20 feet gap. Does that sound good?
Okay.
Do you disagree?
I'm kind of weak.
Oh.
I'm going to
I'm fine, though.
come
Like,
up
I'm fine.
behind Patron. I'm going to touch her back. I'm going to heal you. Boom.
You me?
No, Patron.
Oh, I was
You
like,
don't get heals. Plant lady.
Right. I'm Lily now,
The
apparently. I'm not even Luna.
That's
Wow.
Okay, so we continue. You and Brad are continuing down.
I'll walk out 20 feet and then motion to follow, and then
Heal you for 11.
Okay.
And I got healed for 3.
So you proceed down the track a little ways. And as you kind of are nearing that next northern area,
I'm going to come sneak up behind Luna and do the same.
okay.
Don't be
you
scared.
see kind of a little divot that goes in to the side there, but just seems to kind of wrap around. When you reach about right here, you can see and hear some more voices coming out of the room up there to the north.
Sneaky peeking in.
Make a stealth check.
Oh, yes, I can do this. 9. I should have been able to do this.
So when you go to sneak up, you do manage to see that there are you counted about 5 kobolds in this room up to the north. But one thing that was different about them is that they seem to have wings on their back. They actually look like this.
Lady.
I'm gonna pull back around the corner immediately after peeking and just kind of.
And when you do, you hear you kick a rock and it king, 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 king. And you hear the talking kind of stop.
Way to go, dummy. After the tink tink, can I just be around the corner,
Yeah.
just listening intently?
Back away. And you hear kind of some underlying murmurs, and then kind of silence, and then you hear kind of a and you see one of them kind of go flying towards the middle of the cave and kind of disappear behind that middle pillar.
I'm kind of not moving, just looking towards the middle. I'm gonna glance at the party at the back of the middle.
What are the rest of you doing? You all didn't really see what he saw, but you saw the flying.
Did I see it beam up
gentleman.
with him?
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
It looked like a winged kobold. And I don't know if it's coming back. I'll have my bow out and just like right in front of me. I'm just readying an action of firing.
Okay. A few moments go by, and you see it kind of circle around, and it seems to be coming back around towards you.
I'm gonna look towards the group. Hopefully, if they're looking at me, I'm just gonna make like a boxing motion. I'm gonna notch an arrow at this thing and wait till it seems to make eye contact with one of us.
Okay.
Can I pull out my bow too?
Yeah.
All right. It's out.
I'll
At
pull
your
out my
ready.
bow too.
And my axe.
Yeah.
I just have my wand, like
Okay.
that message you, Sigor. since
Patron,
you're
do you
ahead
have
of
a
me.
bow?
At your ready, Sigor.
So once it hits about
Throw this.
40 feet away from you, and then 35 feet away and 30, you see it kind of look down and meet your gaze. Okay, make an attack roll.
Are you firing too?
What's everybody
I'm
doing?
right behind him.
Okay.
I'll fire
Once,
too.
yeah,
All
once
right,
when
everybody.
I sound like at your ready.
They hear
Okay.
the string, and all the strings just.
Yeah.
Do I?
No.
14.
Okay.
9.
9. Okay.
25.
Okay.
Man.
Are you shooting something at them?
I'm gonna do a scorching ray if that's all right. It's
Sure.
a ranged spell attack.
Yeah. It's three range spell attacks.
Yeah. So the first one, do I need to wait for everyone else?
They already. What'd you roll?
14.
14. Go for it. What was your first one?
First one's a 13.
Okay.
Second one's a 27.
Okay.
Third one's a 16.
All three of yours hit.
Okay.
You hit. You hit. You miss.
No.
Dragonbait doesn't have anything ranged, so he kind of smells of honeysuckle right now. He's just kind of looking kind of sheepishly up, and you see him pick up a rock. Like
Where
he's
is
ready
he in
to
relation
go.
to me?
He's pretty much right next to Sigor. So at this point, he kind of ran up with Sigor. I'm assuming you kind of darted off into that little divot, pretty much. I'm assuming that's where you ran to, more or less.
Oh, my back was just against the wall after looking right at the
Okay,
corner.
gotcha.
Right on the corner.
Yeah, all three of yours hit. You hit. You hit. So y'all roll damage, and then you see one arrow just kind of soar off into the distance, and you hear a clink, 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 clink. So y'all can roll damage.
I had him for 8.
8.
8 pierce.
Nice.
Wow.
You know how much damage you do?
5.
Okay.
Minimum amount that I could.
25.
Okay. You see this thing just burn up and just fall out of the sky, fall down to the bottom of the, bottom of the.
Was it pretty quiet?
Yeah, it was fairly quiet.
Wow.
That was a lot of damage.
I'll after seeing that, I was kind of around the corner again. See if anything else is flying out.
I do this back to Sigil.
You don't see anything flying out. You get the idea that was probably a scout that they sent out to check out the noise. It would be probably in your survival instincts to think that probably if that scout doesn't come back within a certain amount of time, they may have, a concern, a heckin' concern. But one thing you do notice in that room, and what all of those kobolds were looking at and talking about as you take another look, is the giant boulder that rolled down the track earlier is just plowed into the wall of their living quarters.
Can we tell if it had run anyone over or anything?
There's 2 flattened kobolds on the floor. Yeah.
Accomplished.
Perfect.
I want to motion to the ones that are still back to.
Move forward. Well, what do you all do?
Come on.
Moving forward. Moving forward.
I move
Okay.
forward, and I want to offer Dragonbait. Dragonbait, I have this crossbow in case another flying thing comes. Do you want it? It's a light crossbow.
He takes it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he smells like lemon.
The whole party. Well, patron, now you need a bow.
I'll let's talk about that in a moment. There's 4 more of those winged things, I think, in this little chasm. I say we just rush and what we just did. Except
Hey, I thought of a good team name. I know it's kind of off topic, if you will. How about we're the Bows and Blades?
both. All right.
I mean, it was a moment of inspiration. You know, Bows and Blades.
Patron is the flat blade wielder with a maul.
Right, but now he has a bow.
Would you be the first to rush in and cause chaos? You should go with him, Brad.
Yeah, you're the blade.
I think we should send Brad in first.
But then
I'll be
I
right
don't fit in. I'm not a
Well, you're both at the same
bow or a
time.
blade.
I'll let him go a little bit ahead of me.
Send me in.
Okay, we'll do it because they're gonna come out any second. I'll ready another arrow. As soon as they run in, I want to
Bows and
hit
Blades.
something.
Okay.
Bows and Blades, we roll.
I'm not part of that. I don't have a bow and I don't have
You
a
gave
blade.
your bow away just now.
Dragonbait kind of walks up and nods at you. And kind of walk forward with the crossbow.
All right, we'll shelve it. We'll shelve it. It's.
I'm like, this is just the gentleman's club. I'm just
All right,
here.
I like that name, Gentleman's Club.
All right, so what's the plan here?
I think.
Send
I
me in
think
first.
me and Brad are already running him.
Yeah, they're not dashing
yeah, we're
anywhere.
going.
Can
We're
I
going.
sprint fast enough to maybe jump on one's back?
I'll roll.
Can
So
we run fast enough to
make
get
a
an attack?
stealth check for me first.
Okay.
I'll go in.
Can I
with
try
him
and
too.
stealth up too? To
Yeah.
try and,
Make a
since I
stealth
can-
check. Yeah.
Nice.
If you want to sneak up.
17.
Okay.
Oh, I'm more stealthy than you.
Wait, doesn't you got nat 20?
Non-nat 20.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's got that new sneaky mithril armor.
Yeah.
I'm sneaky.
Okay, so yeah, both of you run up, and if you're trying to jump on one's back, I need you to make an athletics check now.
I just want to attack one.
Okay. There's when you run in, you see that there is about 5 of them in there at this point.
11.
Okay, you manage to jump on one's back, but it kind of rides out, but you're still kind of hanging on like by one side of it, just
Ooh.
barely. You're very precarious,
Okay.
but he takes off.
Oh no.
Am I still on?
You're still on at the
Okay.
moment,
Alright.
and he goes to fly out over the chasm.
Okay.
Wait, but before that, I get my shot on something too, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I get a surprise attack too?
So it's all kind of happening very simultaneously.
Crossbow
Yeah.
shot too.
Okay. Dragonbait's going to take a crossbow shot as well. You're going to take a shot as well. Everybody make an attack roll now, and we'll roll initiative if these poor kobolds survive.
Do I get my
this.
normal 2 attacks?
For a surprise, yeah, you can still get your
We all get our normal attacks, right? So
12.
for surprising.
Yeah.
4 and like
12 on a crossbow.
Can I fall off, with, trying to, stab my sword down on? Or
Yeah, you can try.
I'll try that.
Okay.
But before he gets to the...
Before he gets to the edge. Okay.
Oh. 12.
Okay, 12. You kind of go to stab, and then he takes a turn, and you kind of lose. You don't lose your grip, but you kind of lose your momentum for your stab.
Okay.
And he kind of is still flying. What did you roll for your attack?
I rolled a 15.
Okay, roll damage for me.
6 damage.
Okay,
Piercing.
so you let an arrow loose,
I don't know what I was aiming for, just something that...
and
didn't look
it
like
just
what
went in and caught one in the back of the head.
Oh.
Dead.
Oh, okay. That's... Yeah!
Go for it.
19 and 24.
They both hits, yeah.
16 damage.
Total. What were the individual rolls?
4 and 4.
Okay. Yeah. So
So
you
eight,
managed to
eight.
come in and kind of clobber one twice in the back of the head, and it falls flat. You run in, jump on one's back, and it immediately flies off. And as it's flying off, you try to stab it, and it kind of shakes you a little bit. Do you want to let go?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let go.
Okay. So you're about. It's probably about 20 feet in the air. So you are going to take some fall damage
Can I
from landing.
tie my rope to him? And
You could try.
Tie it and fall down like I'm pulling him down.
You could try. Make. God, what kind of check is that?
Brave little goblin.
Insanity.
An insanity check.
Make an athletics check.
4.
So you go to pull your rope out, and it kind of shifts again, and your rope you lose grip of your rope, and it just falls into the abyss.
Womp womp.
You can still let go if you want.
No, I'm gonna latch on. To
Okay, so at
Going
this
for the other wing.
point, it flies. You're over the cavern. You're probably about 175 feet off
Alright.
from the pit.
That Brad died.
Did you make a surprise
missed.
attack? Okay. Dragon Bait missed as well.
13.
So at this 13 hits.
4 damage.
Okay.
Not
So
a lot,
what
but
was
at
that
least it was-
attack with?
It was with just a firebolt.
Okay, so you shoot a firebolt in, and it kind of singes one, and it catches it on the wing, and it kind of burns its wing. So it tries to fly off, but it can't. So at this point, it's going to turn around, and basically, it's got a dagger, and it's going to throw its dagger at you.
Okay.
That's going to be a 10, which misses. So it kind of just goes careening off. So there's about 2 left, one of which you're flying off with. The other one attempts to flee and fly away as well.
Do we get to attack that one now?
If those of you with ranged attacks that want to make an attack of opportunity, you can.
I invoke the rule of thuggery. There's no way this is getting away.
Crossbow.
With me being in the middle of where they were, would I be close enough?
Yeah, I'll say it. Say something.
14.
14 hits.
27.
That hits.
Well, of course.
This thing's dead as fuck. All right, I'm gonna level with y'all. It's dead as hell.
25.
A lot of damage.
It's super dead.
I didn't even get a roll yet.
3
though,
pierce.
for my- Oh,
So-
14.
So between the 50 attacks that went going at this one little winged kobold, it just gets pierced like. I'm not gonna make a Game of Thrones spoiler here.
Oh.
Let's just say it died. And,
Brad?
now you all look around, and yeah, Brad is missing.
Yeah.
And you hear in the distance, "Ah!" and you kind of hear it echo, and you look out and you see Brad kind of hanging onto this kobold out in the middle of
Well,
this
it looks like
cavern.
Brad is.
Yeah. So what would you like to do? You're in a heated battle in the sky with this, and you're kind of holding on with one arm right now.
Can I try to climb, like, scale up it a little bit more?
Yep.
Maybe get
Make
an
another
arm
athletics check.
around the neck. 4 again.
So you try to climb up, but you lose your grip, but you manage to fall, and you grab it by its ankle, and now you're hanging by this thing's ankle.
All right.
And it's going to look kind of back at you, and it's going to take a stab at you with its dagger. And it is going to hit you. I assume it is with a 19.
Yeah. Well.
And that is going to be 7 damage. Now, what would you like to do, sir? I'm gonna put the good music back on. This is pretty intense.
So, I'm over the
It's
chasm.
flying again. Yes, you're over the chasm. It's kind of flying you around.
Okay.
And as of right now, it looks like it's heading towards the middle pillar.
Okay. Is there something like a bridge around the pillar at all?
There is, there is a. So you actually kind of get a pretty good look up here. There we go. So yes, there is a little platform, basically that's on the east side of the pillar.
Is there any way I can try to time it right and cut off his leg and land like on the bridge or something?
You can try.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, as he goes kind of flying, now before he gets there, you're not quite there yet. So if you cut it off right now, you're going to go dumping into the bottom of this cavern. So you're not quite there yet. What would you like to do? Or do you just want to hold your turn?
I'm gonna kind of like try to like tug him with my weight.
Okay.
I'm a little lower.
Okay, make a strength check for me. You're trying to impose your will on it.
10.
Okay, so you do manage to kind of tug down a little bit. It kind of veers off to the south a little bit in the direction. As it gets closer to that pillar, it's going to essentially try and swing you into that pillar. So it's going to succeed there. So I need you to make an athletics check again to see if you hold down when it bashes you into the pillar.
Not a 4. 12.
Okay, you do manage to hold on to it. And now you, if you'd like to try and make make an attack roll.
Can make 2 or just 1?
Just 1 at the moment.
Okay, 18.
That does hit. Roll damage for me.
Do kobolds speak common?
Yeah, one was earlier.
13.
Okay, so you managed to cut this thing's foot off, and you fall about 15 feet, and you do manage to land on the little platform there, but you kind of tumble a little bit, and you go all the way to the very edge of it, and you almost kind of roll over, but you manage to kind of cling and just stop yourself from falling off the edge. You do take a little bit of damage from the impact. You are going to take 3 damage from hitting that wooden platform, but you do manage to fall down. You hear the shriek of this kobold as it goes flying out, and as you look up, you see that there actually is an opening in the roof of this place that is kind of overshadowed with kind of trees and shrubbery that has kind of grown over it, so not a lot of light is getting through, but you do see some sunlight coming through, although it's more of kind of a pinkish purplish because it seems like it's probably getting a little later in the day at this point, but it seems like a pretty large opening actually up at the top of this mine. But yes, you do come to a rest, and you're probably about 40 feet, and you can see the rest of your group over on the other side there. But all the kobolds have either run away or are dead at this point.
Wow. Brad's lucky he didn't just fall down the pit.
So you all saw most of that actually with Brad. You can kind of see him on the platform over
I just
there.
wave. Hey, did you guys see that?
I feel like that was
Wow,
reckless
fellow.
to say the least.
It was recklessly planned.
Very lucky.
Did
Go ahead, sorry.
this platform put me any closer to the minecart that I was trying to get in earlier that I could get to? Or anything?
No, you were actually the level below.
Oh, okay.
You're kind of on that same side, but a floor lower.
Okay.
I want to check out this new living quarters while looking for any tripwires on the way in.
Why would you have a need to look for tripwires? Let's see here. Just checking something here.
I'm going to try to make it to them.
One thing you do see, though, from where you are, is not the ore cart from before, but you see another ore cart up to your northeast.
Oh, well, I'm going to go investigate that. Make sure
Okay.
See if it works.
In the quarters here, you see a couple of flattened winged kobolds that probably got run over by that boulder. You see the boulder that's basically caved in part of the back wall of this room, and around it you see the various debris from boxes and crates and barrels that were in the way when it just smashed into the wall. But in terms of anything of real value, again, nothing. But it does kind of stand out in your head again that in all these rooms and all these living quarters that you've been in, nothing of true value has been in any of them. The only exception is the mithril armor that was in the room with the wraiths.
They're,
Oh.
I know that I'm aware of the lore of dragons, and I'm fairly confident that, we kind of assume one's here, but I'd like to say I know one is here now.
Yeah.
There hasn't been treasure anywhere in this entire mine so far, except what I think Patron changed it to earlier. And that's simply because they couldn't get to it, because there were ghosts in there. So I'm pretty sure they're hoarding it all for some big fella that we're going to go pay a visit to.
That is a very interesting deduction.
That's,
Not to say that you're wrong.
that's my guess.
Well, we should keep going, but let's not just stumble into the dragon.
No.
What's the time of
We
day?
should be prepared before we fight.
It's hard to say since you're in a mine, but watching him go flying through the air, the opening at the top of this mine shaft, which is probably a good 400 feet up, does catch your eye. And based on the color of the little areas of the sky that you can see, you would guess it's probably around 5 o'clock. That's a rough guess. Yeah. No wind.
No mind wind?
No mine wind. Or Morrowind.
What's, just proceeding down the track slightly and being cautious, what's that little debris to the north that's, if we were to continue on the track from the room we just checked out?
Oh, up at the northeast?
Mm-hmm.
So as you kind of walk a little closer, you start to hear kind of the sound of rushing water. And you see kind of a river coming in, and that is actually a waterfall that goes over the edge just basically the tracks end, and then there's a gap and the waterfall goes down, and you can hear the water kind of hitting the bottom of the mine shaft.
Wait, so it's flowing over the tracks we're walking on?
No, it falls off, so it's like the tracks are here, the water
Oh, it falls right before
yeah,
the
right
tracks.
before it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Wow, pretty. All right, well, if everyone's ready to proceed, want to continue with the old 20-foot rule? We'll catch up to Brad over there. Wait, what's he doing?
And at this point, you see Brad over there. And what are you doing over there?
I'm investigating to make sure it can.
It does look in working order,
Oh.
just based on your view of the last one.
I'm hopping in.
Okay.
Oh no!
you all see this.
Is he? Well, who's coming down our way?
No, he'll be going down away from us.
I'm gonna
I'm
sprint.
pulling.
Okay.
I'm just standing there, just watching this.
The brake lever.
Okay. So you're about 70 feet away. And
I'm rocking.
make
I'm trying to get this thing going.
make an athletics check
Can
for
I
me.
Misty Step and then sprint?
1 second. Let me see here.
5.
Okay, so you go to pull the lever and it's not quite going, and you see Patron just running, running for you as
pull
fast
again?
as he possibly can. You can pull one more time, strength check, before Patron gets there, because as you see him kind of appear in a smoke.
4, but I'm gonna use inspiration and roll.
Okay, all right. So you're just
This will happen.
6.
and you just can't quite get the lever, and Patron makes it to the cart. What do you do when you get to the cart?
Can I use accent surge before he got there?
I'm gonna.
You can use it as he gets there.
I'm gonna pick him up.
I'll say it. So I'm assuming you're resisting him.
Yes, at this point. Yeah.
Okay. Make an athletics check.
Me.
Yeah. And you can make one more roll for the brakes.
Athletics is a 15.
Okay.
What am I checking? Strength again?
Yeah.
15.
Okay.
Man, equal rolls.
So right as you go to pick him up, he gets the lever, and it starts to. The cart is on a pretty steep incline, so it starts to go, and it starts to pull you with
Push
it.
up too much.
Push what up to? Oh,
And you let go?
Oh.
Okay, so you start to roll down the track.
All right, my hand's on the brake.
Okay.
I'm paying attention as best I can, but I am enjoying it.
Okay, so it
Lost
starts
the
to
dragon.
go faster and faster and faster down the track. How far down would you like to go?
Is Patron get knocked in the cart, or is he out of the
He
cart?
let go of it.
Can I
let him
see
go.
the end?
So as you go careening down, you can't quite see the end, but you do see a
God.
split in the tracks down towards the
I'm
bottom.
gonna start yanking on the brake.
Okay.
Am I gonna be strong enough?
God damn. I'm not making this up.
Oh boy.
The brake breaks off. And you just go faster and faster. The
I knew this was gonna happen.
the track is set to go towards the left, direction there.
It's a good direction.
And it just keeps going and going. Now you see in front of you like construction / barrier signs. That's essentially the end of the track. What would you like to do?
Can I bail?
You can bail.
I'm going to attempt to bail.
Okay. So you jump out of the cart, and as you do, you see it just still careen off and just crash into the end of the thing, and just makes a big explosion of wood and metal at the end, and makes a loud as it hits. The rest of you don't really see all this so much as you hear it. You hear the screeching sound of brakes, the breaking of metal, and then at the end a large crashing sound. You
Sure,
will
Brad's
take.
dead.
Shake my head.
You are going to take some damage from the momentum of jumping out of a careening cart.
Yep.
30 damage.
You.
Where'd it go?
D6. 20 feet, so you're going to take 15 bludgeoning damage as you jump out of the cart and kind of roll along the tracks until you come to a complete stop.
Okay.
Should we run and check on Brad?
No.
I started walking down the track at the pace I've been going.
Okay.
Keep pace.
So
follow.
Brad, down at the bottom, as you kind of lift yourself up, you see a couple of things from where you are. One of which is you see this other mine track that kind of leads off through a tunnel that just seems to go forever. You also notice the waterfall kind of crashing down and pooling at the bottom. You see, you noticed as in passing there was one entrance to like a little side cave. Down there at the bottom left, and then there looks to be another entrance to a side room off to the far southeast. It takes y'all about 2 minutes to get down there, but you do get down there to where Brad is, and he's kind of just sitting on his ass.
Wow, you're alive.
Yeah. You guys jealous?
I was for certain you were going to die.
Oh, I'm
We're
hurt.
surprised.
I don't feel good, but it was fun. I enjoyed
That
it.
was dumb.
You guys should try it. We should go get the other one way up even higher and we can get faster.
You can go
That
get it.
sounds like a bad idea, Brad.
You can go get it if you want. I'll let you.
Well, I don't
We
think
should not do that.
I don't think I've got the strength to go do that.
Did you look in that path to the left up there?
Oh, it was just blurs.
Do you have any
just quick
potions?
lines
Do
and
we need to let
blurs.
you heal for a minute?
No,
like,
it's
do you need to rest?
It's fine. I think it'll be
If we
okay.
see the dragon, we should definitely rest before that.
I've got a bit of tail apparently.
A bit of
Just
tail.
try to
A bit of tail is what I have written down.
You should try to
I mean,
eat
in
that.
my pocket. I don't know if that would make me feel any better, but I am gonna suck on it.
You do that.
I want to take a left into this passageway while looking again for tripwires and shenanigans.
Okay, make a perception check for me.
Do we hear any voices?
You hear nothing but the sound of the waterfall down here.
22.
Okay. Which path are you taking?
If we were coming down those tracks, I want
Yep.
to go left.
Okay. So, walking into this room,
I didn't see my rope anywhere, did I?
not at the moment,
Okay.
but you haven't really kind of walked the whole. It's probably down there somewhere.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah.
Right.
So you walk into this particular cave,
Oh my.
and this one as you walk in and you look to the east, this cave looks over a much larger cave. Hanging from pegs at the back of this overlook are 4 ferocious-looking wooden masks and 4 capes made of scaly dinosaur hide, and they've been dyed bright red.
I'll back out of the room and just walk to the group. Y'all didn't follow me. Y'all just stand there, I'm guessing.
Right.
I was waiting for the all clear.
Sigor, you okay?
It kind of looks like some cultist shit in there.
Huh?
I don't know. It kind of creeped me out.
I want to go and look.
Yeah,
Well, that's different.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
yeah. Come and take a look.
I don't know
I'll
if
walk back over there.
excited's the right word.
I'll motion to the wooden heads and the scaly dinosaur hide stuff on the wall and
Yeah.
the great expanse.
Yeah.
Would any of the masks fit Brad?
Yeah, I mean, they would fit pretty much most of y'all.
Does this look like anything that we'd realize like this?
They just seem to be kind of like decorative masks that seem to be fashioned like different animals. The capes are very elaborately dyed and scaled hides. Yeah,
Do they look practical or just decorative?
definitely decorative. Yeah.
I'm putting both on.
Okay.
A mask and the coolest mask and the coolest kid.
Yeah.
Call me Super Brad.
So the cape is a little long for you, so it actually kind of pools up on the ground a little bit behind you, and the mask is just a slight bit. It fits you, but it's just a little big, so it kind of tilts off to the side a little bit.
Oh, it works.
But it's the face of like a tiger, pretty much. It's like a wooden tiger mask.
That's the one Brad would choose.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a cape and a mask too.
Okay.
I'll go over to Patron and be like, hey Patron, why don't you do your thing?
Yeah, can I do some sort of history check or see if maybe I've read about this type of stuff somewhere or seen this type of
Sure.
civilization?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think there would be anything undead there.
It doesn't matter what it was. I rolled a 3. So.
Yeah, you have no clue.
What's in that deep expanse? Is that just like too deep for me to see?
So when you walk to the edge of that and you kind of peer, you don't have dark vision, right? But you can see what?
Got a torch. I can see
You got a torch.
60 dim light it with the torch or
Okay.
something.
So you
magic
see in the distance, when you hold your torch out over the edge of that cliff, you start to see glints, reflections from something in the distance. And as you kind of peer in, there is a giant mound of
I'm grabbing
gold.
Brad. I'm grabbing Brad right now.
There's
Before
a
he sees
giant
it.
mound of gold and treasure and antiques and collectibles just mounded up deep in that cave.
Can I?
And that drop is about probably 15 feet above that floor.
Can I? You said this is a magic torch you gave me, Logan?
Yeah, it's 40 feet.
So this
20 bright, 20 dim.
If no one's noticed, by the way, on motion, this is clearly a lair we've stumbled into. I'm looking at a motion to all the shiny sparks.
When I see Sigor do that, I'm gonna grab Brad just out of safety, and I'm gonna like make him he can't move.
Okay.
Well,
Make a strength check for me, or an athletics. Yeah.
well, it's good we found the horde, but there's a problem here.
17.
Nobody's
Okay.
guarding.
If you want to contest it, you can.
I haven't.
You haven't seen that
I
yet,
haven't
but
noticed it. I
but
just sees me
the
grab him.
patron comes up and grabs you.
Oh, what's up, bud?
Hey, what's going on? Let's go check over here real quick. I think I saw something over here.
Oh, what you see?
I'm shiny.
Ooh.
So I looked to Luna and then Lucan and then even Dragonbait. We have to check that out, right? Like,
Do you see
we
all of
should
that?
be careful.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Do
you would
Do I see
assume.
anything? I have dark vision. Do I see anything in
You
there?
see it.
I mean, like beyond.
Not really beyond it. I mean, you can kind of see the back wall.
We
Oh,
would
it's not there?
Huh?
There's no dragon, but I was thinking
We
when
would assume that
You don't
it would
see
not-
one.
It will not leave this alone for a long time, right?
I mean, guess we better get in and get out.
Do we want to go as a group, or would you like me to sneak and scout first?
Let's cautiously go up to it.
Group then. Huh?
Carefully.
Okay.
Can
Can I look up, like, is there, like, something
hang out
up
over
top?
here.
Okay, I'm like,
We'll be okay.
I mean, you can make a perception check though,
I want to
if you want to really look.
12.
So looking up, I mean, really, it's just your pretty typical cave with the.
Okay.
Is it stalactites or stalagmites from the top?
No.
Tights are on the ceiling.
Tights are on the. Is it
Tight to the
tight
ceiling.
to the ceiling? Yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Twitch? Is it stalagmites or stalactites? Okay, whatever.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah. So
Stalactites,
so
stalactites.
Check that like
basically,
button.
you kind of see the occasional kind of drip of water kind of drop from the ceiling down,
Go.
but nothing that you see up there.
Hey, before you guys come up to the gold, let me do something, and I'll kind of walk up to it.
Did we
Well,
get down? I thought we were on the
we need to
ledge.
get down first.
We're up top first. We're going down right now.
Yeah, you're up about 15 feet right now, but you could pretty
I'll-
easily kind
I'll
of climb
do
down.
something on it to make sure it's not enchanted or something like that. So we don't want to trigger something if we take it.
Good
Sure.
point. Good point.
Do your thing.
So let's carefully. Here, let me get down first, then I'll take the torch. So I'll get
Okay.
down,
Okay.
take the torch.
Okay.
I'm starting to get curious.
As
where
like
everyone else is
low,
going.
Yeah,
Where's
Just over here.
Yeah, but
as low to the ground as possible. I'm
So
gonna-
yeah, you hear Lucan go down the side there.
Okay. Well, I'm
There is some
looking-
like
I'm trying to
lava
see
over
where
there.
they're going.
It's dangerous,
Make a
man.
deception check, and you make an
What's
insight check.
funny is
You're really good at it.
I'm actually fairly deceptive.
You're good at charisma, man. You got it.
I'm pretty deceptive as
10.
well.
So you pretty much believe him when he says there's nothing over there.
Oh, okay.
That's great.
All right, so now you're down. You kind of slid down. Yeah.
super stealth, like
Yeah.
head on a swivel,
Yeah.
go up to the gold,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna cast detect magic
Quick.
on it,
Okay.
around it,
There is. You definitely.
light up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Yes. Ooh. So yeah, but it doesn't look like there's something around the gold.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, there doesn't seem to be any like magical barriers or wards or anything.
Well, I'm gonna. Hey, y'all can see me, right? And I like just.
I'm gonna give a thumbs up back.
And so I will start just the magic stuff.
Okay. So you're kind of having to pilfer
Right,
through
right.
gold and stuff like that. One thing, the first thing that you come to, because you kind of feel this strong sensation as you're reaching through the gold and everything, is you feel this kind of leather and cloth item, and when you pull it out, it is a bag.
Ooh.
That kind of has a face inscribed on the front of it.
Okay.
Very intricate, very nice, well-made bag, but there is something magical about it.
Interesting. Well, we'll study this later.
So I'll slide down so I
I'm
see
sliding
Lucan
down, too.
digging through treasure. He's not saying it's okay.
And
I'll
now, at
approach
this
the
time,
pile.
Brad, you see
I'm going.
these two kind of walk past your line of sight,
I'm
and
gonna
you hear
tighten
them
the grip
slide
a little
down,
bit
and
harder.
you feel that.
I'm tightening the grip and like pushing his head over like you do a little kid. It's like nope. That's right over
I'm
there.
trying to look. Trying to see where they're going.
Okay, and you kind of look around and you kind of catch it out of the corner of your eye. You just see a glint out of the corner of your eye.
I'm trying.
You trying to let
You
him go? Okay.
got a good grip.
You make a dexterity check, and you make a strength check.
Just straight up strength.
Yeah.
21.
20.
So you actually slip out and you start to go because you see this big mound of gold now. You see a mountain of gold in front of you, but you catch him by the wrist.
Bad.
No.
Oh, I'm trying everything I can.
I'm gonna tie him up now.
Do you have a rope?
Yes.
Okay. You pull out your rope, but you're going to need to make another strength check and another dexterity check. I'll say you can actually make a dexterity saving throw.
How's that different? I see. I see. 10.
So he manages to actually kind of tie you up a little bit, and you're kind of almost hogtied a little bit, but your face, you're like still torture at the gold.
I'm still like
Just kind of writhing and stuff like that. Okay. All right.
My hands aren't free at all.
At the moment, no.
Okay.
But you're still kind of. He hasn't had a chance to really tighten it yet. So after a few moments, while you're kind of tightening it, you can make one more dexterity, and I'll even say you could make whichever is higher. You could do that or a survival check, whichever's higher.
Dex.
Yeah.
Dex. Ooh, 23.
Okay, so you managed to slip a hand and a foot free out of the ropes.
Can I try to cut it?
Yep.
I'm gonna try to cut the rope.
Okay, and you managed. Yeah, so you make a. Let's see. Make a dexterity check for me to see if you're how quick you are.
Just regular dex.
Yeah.
11.
Okay, so you manage to get free and actually cut a rope free as you're getting up, but not with your sword. You actually like chew through a rope and kind of pull it out. You don't quite bite through it, but you kind of pull it loose, and you are free at the moment.
Oh, I'm darting.
Dart right after.
Okay,
Dart right
so
after.
both of you kind of jump down, and now both of you are. You've kind of got the lead a little bit.
Is it like a decent sized mound?
Yes.
I'm gonna try to dive in it like.
See, hearing
attack.
What
this,
happened to me and
I'm gonna
Sigor?
attack.
Sigor and I went down there before while this was going on.
Yes.
Again.
So
Cigar,
go
help
ahead.
me.
let me know on that. When we meet. Let me
Okay.
know when we meet.
What would you like to do? You guys are.
We
Guys,
already said we
I'm,
were going down
yeah.
while they were doing the thing.
Yeah.
I
So
wanna
this is
look
all kind of
for-
happening
Well, guys,
simultaneously.
guys, gold is nice and everything.
I don't want the gold. I want the fancy stuff.
Well, that's what I'm doing right now. Hey, look, I found this bag. It's right
I
up
want
here.
it. I'll trade you all of my cool stuff.
Well, let's just keep looking to see what we got. We don't have to trade or anything. So I'll give Luna the bag. You write that down, and I'll go for
bag
the
of
next,
something.
the next closest.
Okay. And about this point is when you two are. You're chasing after him.
Tackle him into the pile.
But you do manage to make it to the mound of gold first.
Oh,
I'm gonna cast-
I'm trying to like swim. in
I'm
this
gonna
gold.
cast
Scrooge McDucket.
Yeah.
I'm
high.
gonna cast command on Brad.
Does he have to make a
You
wisdom
have to
save?
do
Yes.
a wisdom save against a 16.
If that fails.
That's not nice. Brad ain't.
Sigoro,
so
what are you
smart.
doing during this?
I'm kind of internally panicking. I kind of want to hide. So I feel like greed is blinding us right now, and we're going to get in trouble for it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna tell Brad to stop and
You feel compelled.
Let me tie him up again.
and just sit down.
Okay.
And
Brad?
you sit down.
Brad, I just want to tell you, this is for your own good.
Do you have any rope on you?
You can have some. Here you go.
I just want him up now.
You can
Again.
have your gold in just a minute. We're just looking for certain things right now.
I'm gonna tie him up a lot better than I did the first time.
Okay.
With
And then
with
let me
the
Make a
check,
survival check.
And then let me check the fine print on how long this is good for.
Okay.
Survive.
We need to hurry. We need to be getting out of here.
4.
Yeah.
So you were kind of rushed a little bit because you don't want him
They're
getting away again. So it's an okay knot at best. So it won't be super difficult to break out of.
I'll just do the same thing and break out again. That's fine. Just chain CC him.
It lasts one round.
Yeah.
Okay. So
A minute.
about a minute, more or less. All right. So what are you doing now, Sigor?
Next magical item. Oh, sorry.
I'm just glancing at this treasure pile, confused.
Take
I kind of keep looking out the corner of my eye down another passageway and towards the end of the room, and then up sometimes.
Yeah.
Just expecting any moment like this thing's true owner. It should be right here, but it's not. It has me very puzzled.
So, as you're looking around, one thing you notice is that what little ambient light there was coming through the main shaft of the mine has now faded. And you would guess it's probably dark now. It's probably around 6, maybe 7 o'clock at the
We
latest.
need to be quick. It's probably going to be
So
coming
it's
home
very
soon.
dark in here outside of your light.
Right. Magical items only.
Yeah.
Next one.
I'm
Well,
going to stay heavily alert to anything coming around. I'm not looking at the pile at all at the moment.
Okay.
I'm gonna go take a nap.
Do we see any other magical items? I've been
Jurassic Park
looking.
music.
Everybody make a perception check for me, please.
And
You
you
got
die again.
Can I get advantage because of my... Okay.
Yep,
All right.
absolutely.
Oh boy.
Oh, wow. That's perfect, buddy.
Nice. Good work.
Yeah.
Oh man.
8.
At
8.
24.
Okay.
Wow.
5.
11.
Okay, anybody that's 15 or higher. So after a little bit of time down here sifting through the gold, and you found your bag, you made your trades, you were running and racing through. Sigor, you're the first to notice. You feel a gust of wind blow your hair back a little bit.
From what direction?
So in this room, there's the entrance you came in, up there, up the hill, and then there's an entrance there that leads out. It seems to be coming from just outside of the room. And then you feel another brush of wind.
Can I, I'm just going to shout, "Hide!" and just run around the nearby pillar. Like I dart away from the pile. I just get behind a pillar.
Okay. Yep, there is 2 pillars in this room. There's one to the north, one to the southwest. So all of you see Sigor just dart off.
I'm gonna hide behind the boxes.
Okay.
Patron grab bread.
I would say you're just sitting there as Patron
Yeah,
starts to
he's
run
gonna-
off, and then
like,
Lucan reminds him to grab you.
I just grab him like a cat again.
Okay.
We can't leave him out in the sooner.
Sacrifice.
We're not evil. No. We're not evil,
Lena?
people.
I want to
I mean, I think
Misty
it's
Step.
Okay.
So I'm thinking I can get into the other room,
we're
into
not
the
gonna
little
do
frame
that.
that's all by
I wouldn't
itself.
do it, though.
Like I can Misty Step up onto the ledge and then like retreat
Okay.
into the I'm getting out of dodge.
Okay. You're
That's okay.
good. By the way, you still have the mask and cape on, by the way, too.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're awesome.
You're super Brad.
I'm actually gonna throw the cape and mask that I had
Okay.
on,
Okay.
thinking it might deceive something.
Okay. So as you're kind of going to your respective locations, you feel the frequency of this wind increase. And after a few moments, it stops, and you can hear the sound of claws scratching across and scrabbling across wood and metal of the minecart track outside. Small footsteps, kind of similar probably to kobolds. And then echoing loudly throughout the cave, you hear what is almost an upbeat hissing of draconic, loud enough to hurt your ears. Where are my worshippers? And you kind of hear it just echo throughout, and you hear kind of more footsteps running, essentially. What would you all like to do?
You understood that.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one that understood that.
Does anybody else know Draconic? So the rest of you just heard like Dovahkiin pretty much, but you understood that.
What happened?
Trying to figure out where his minions are. We might be in some trouble now.
Yes.
Are they? He's still like, from where that voice came from? Did it sound like he was still fairly far away?
No, not too far
Pretty
away.
close.
Yeah. And after a few moments of no answer, you start hearing the sound of wood breaking and steel shredding and bending. It sounds like a boulder is just ripping through this mine. And you hear more scuttling along the tracks. And shortly after, you hear screams echo through the cavern for a brief moment as a loud rumble erupts through the main chamber, partnered with an immense wave of heat and a blast wave that just blows your hair back. I mean, it feels like a 150-degree wave of air just blew through this room. And most of you know, especially you, that Dragon's Fire has the capability to reduce just about anything to little more than ash. More roars kind of escalate through this main cavern, and you hear more sound of wood and steel just come crashing down, and then silence.
Can I Misty Step with somebody?
Just you.
Am I still brainwashed?
About this time, you're about snapping out of it now.
Yeah, it's just one. Yeah, it's just one turn.
And I'm tied up.
Well, but there's a dragon.
Yeah, you're still hot.
There's
You're
a
still tied
dragon.
up.
Dragon. Yeah, okay. Well, there's gold.
Dragon's coming to the gold.
Well, he can wait his turn.
It's his goal.
I want to, in my brain, message you, and I want to try and do this with persuasion. We are about to die. Please don't do something stupid. You're going to act responsibly like an adult that you are.
No.
Do I need to make a persuasion roll?
Sigor, should we?
You can make a persuasion check.
Sigor, should we make for that path?
And
that
you
was-
can, if you want to...
Are you guys still?
Well, make a persuasion check first.
Should we make for that path that goes further in the
18.
To the north?
Yes.
So do that. Do
Away
with that
from
what
the
you
dragon.
want. But she is fairly persuasive because you do value your life.
While he's still tied up, I'm going to try and make sure it's a little bit.
I don't know if we're going to be able to get away from whatever's coming.
I'm going to try and make the knot a little bit better.
Okay, you do.
Sigor, I'm all by myself up here,
I'm
and
going. I'm
I'm kind
gonna
of
calm
second
down
guessing my
about the
decision.
gold.
Where's
What?
Dragon?
I'm gonna
Bait?
calm down about the gold.
Okay.
Oh, actually.
I'm just gonna
Where's DB?
sit there.
I'm going to give him just like a piece of gold. Be like, here, go.
Okay.
Like,
Where's
behind-
DB?
behind
Your,
you.
your hands are bound kind of in front of you,
Yeah.
so you kind of take it.
Okay.
Is Dragon
Play with
Bait
it.
up here with me?
Yeah. Or no, because you Misty stepped up
I
there.
didn't know if Dragon Bait went down
He's
or if
with
he stayed up.
he's with
Oh
Sigor.
my god.
Pretty much, if all else fails, if you don't know where Dragonbait is, he's generally with Sigor. After a few moments, you hear a hissing.
Is it closer to me?
That sounds very close to most everybody, and you hear kind of the low rumblings, like, and you hear almost whispering. You don't know what it's saying. You do. You hear, "I smell you. I know you're here. Show yourselves!"
I'll just look at Wamba and be like,
Can you untie me, please, so I can run?
I hear you.
Good. No, untie me.
I'm gonna gag him now.
Where are you currently hiding?
Behind like the crates in the bottom left hand.
Yeah, he's near us. We're behind
gotcha.
the pillar.
So, about that time, you see up on the ceiling a figure drop from the ceiling down on the ground, and before you, you see a pretty decent-sized red dragon just peering around the room. "You worms think you can simply walk into my lair and take what is not yours?" And then lets out a roar that again just blows your hair back.
Can you guys see me? Can they see me from where they are?
Where are they?
You're behind the pillar.
We're
on the bottom.
behind, some pillar.
Y'all are behind the boxes, is that right?
Yeah.
I'm just looking at y'all and just frozen. And a little bit of fear, I'm just going to go,
What'd you do? What'd you? No.
Sigor, what are you saying? You need to fight. Reply to this message. I'll then message everyone else. Sigor's saying we need to fight. I don't know what to do. You can reply if you want to. Okay, bye.
I wasn't lawful neutral. I want to do something useful.
One team, one dream.
I don't think we can talk our way out of this
No,
one,
if I-
unfortunately.
Probably push me.
I mean, maybe, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
We can tell
Push
him
me.
this is our cave. It's our treasure. Get out.
This is our
This is
treasure
mine.
now.
No, it's not gonna work.
And you hear
It'd be kinda
it
funny,
stomp. "I will crush you beneath my feet and burn you to ash."
Can we ask you a question?
Do you say that out loud? Do you kind of peer out?
Wait,
or-
It's like leaning out.
Throw your voice at least or something.
It just darts its eyes
Yeah, just
directly to you, and it's just looking right at you.
What's a dragon doing on an island full of dinosaurs?
What is a worm doing in my lair?
Oh, that's understandable.
What do you all do?
Untie me.
You know, just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna cut him free.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just
Be
go at
like,
it.
go for it, Womba.
You coming out?
No, I'm not
No,
coming
go for
out.
it.
I'm just gonna yell behind the pillar.
I'm just gonna.
What are the odds you just let us
No,
leave?
not yet.
Right, what he said.
I got some
leave? Sure.
You sound like you're lying. Okay. I'll do this one more time.
How about I trade you a pair of really fancy boots and let us escape? Persuasion.
Right. Some fancy
Trade you a
boots.
goblin.
And he kind of reels up and says, "You smell delicious.
Must be dragon bait.
I smell
I want to do
elf."
prestidigitation and create an odor. But I want to do it where they're at and make it smell like rotten eggs or so, like just or not rotten eggs. No, like something bad. Like just like the kobolds. Just like no you don't.
You see it whip its tail against the wall,
Oh god.
and like rocks fall off, and it says, "Your party tricks will do you no good here."
How tall is it?
Patron.
Go say hi.
It's probably about
Do you want me to throw you on it?
Hold on.
30 feet, 35 feet
Do you want me
tall.
to throw
Okay.
you on the head?
We have the
There goes
cult
that
gear
one.
on. We'll just go out there.
If you're a goblin.
He won't know. I
You're a
got
goblin.
a mask on.
You're a goblin.
But you're not.
I'm not a kobold.
No, but you kind of look like a dragon.
I notch an arrow.
He knows there's no dragonborn in here.
Who's with you? I know Dragonbait's with you. Who else is with you right now?
Well, Patron and Lucan are hiding in the box and barrels, like right in front of me,
Okay.
and Luna's up on the ledge, I think.
So
Yeah, I'm hiding in the cranny.
y'all hear the stretch of a bow and arrow.
Oh, it's go time.
Go.
It's go time. Can you
Do you want me to throw you at the dragon?
if you can heal me
Dragon?
first?
I can't heal you.
Do you
right
have
now.
a name?
I'm kind of almost dead. You want to throw you at the dragon?
My name is Zindalor, and I will be the end of you.
I'm going to throw Womba at its feet.
Zindalor,
Throw me in his head.
Zindalor, is there something we could do for you?
Would you like a goblin snack? I say that in Draconic.
He just doesn't say anything.
Damn it.
No response.
No response.
And you
We'll
hear him
just
kind
see
of
our-
walk away, and he's kind of creeping more closely towards that southern pillar.
I think we should run.
Which way is the best way out of here?
Is there an emergency escape?
You got the map right there.
No, we don't.
No, we got an awesome dragon.
Oh yeah, you got that here.
Is there a good
have
way that you
fire
would suggest that we could leave?
You will not leave here alive.
All right. I come out from behind the pillar and immediately fire an arrow at its face while running at it.
I throw one.
Oh,
No.
Jesus.
Dragon's head.
And that's where we're gonna leave it for
Remember that
today.
I'm throwing you at the dragon.
I'm gonna go under it and hope for the best.
I'm kind of fucked.
So we'll pick this up next week. We're gonna have an epic dragon fight.
The last
So that should be pretty cool.
okay, next week.
Yeah.
Get some characters ready.
Yeah.
So
Crest coming back.
hopefully everybody that joined us this week will be back next week. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a follow and join us next week. Every Saturday we'll be doing this. But next week we'll have a sweet dragon fight. So thanks again for joining us. This has been Cloak and Stagger. I'm JD. And thanks again, and we'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
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 Bye.